Alrighty, what's good, everyone? Join up the stream right now. How's everybody doing today? Only send a guest request if you are a Trump supporter above the age of 18. We are just looking for some debates, everybody. Only do send a guest request if you are a Trump supporter above the age of 18. What's up, everyone? Joining in the live right now. How's everybody doing today? Let me make sure I get everything set up here on the stream real quick. Do give me a quick second. Only do send a guest request. Again, if you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18, we are just looking for some debates, everybody. Let's get everything going real quick, everyone. How's everybody doing? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Just started up the stream. We're just getting everything completely set up right now. Adding the description to the bio. There we go. There we are. Okay, perfect, perfect. Let's get everyone joining the stream. What's up, what's up, what's up, what's up? What's up, Nina? What's up, Emmy? What's up, Matthew? What's up, Lydia? What's up, Big Star? What's up, Steph? How you doing? What's up, Michael? What's up, Laurel? What's up, Lauren? What's up, Alice? What's up, Trin? What's up, Courtney? What's up, Amina? How you doing? Kaylee, how you doing? What's up, what's up? What's up, Cameron? What's up, Be Happy? Let's get everyone joining the stream. We're going to get some debates up here very, very soon. Only do send a guest request. If you meet that criteria, that'll be listed up here on the TikTok screen here in a quick second. But what's up, everyone joining in? Good morning. It is an early morning. It is an early morning. What's up, everyone joining in? What's up, Andy? How you doing? What's up, Boomer XO? How you doing? How you doing? What's up, Lunar? Good to see you. Good to see you. What's up, Wicked? What's up, Dylan? What's up, Dimple? What's up, Curtis? What's good, everyone joining in? Kenzie, thank you for the $5. Thank you so much on Venmo. Good to see you. Good to see you. We're going to start getting some debates up here in a quick second. Let me actually go to my second account real quick and then repost the live stream on my second account. Do just give me a quick second, everybody. Alrighty. Do give us a quick second, everyone. Only do send a guest request if you meet that criteria that I just listed up here on the TikTok screen. We're just looking for some debates, everybody. Please only send a guest request if you meet that criteria listed here on the TikTok screen. Alrighty. We're going to get the debates going right now. Only do send a guest request if you meet that criteria. We are just looking for some debates, everybody. Please only send a guest request if you meet that criteria listed on the TikTok screen. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Yo, Parker, bro, I got a question.
How old are you?
Yo, what part of Iowa you from?
QC. Let's go on the next individual. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 19.
Do you support Trump?
Yep.
If the election were held today, Harris versus Trump, who would you rather vote for?
Trump.
Okay, and what's your birth year?
2006.
Okay, and what month?
March.
Okay, what day?
30th.
So March 30th, 2006, and you said you're 18?
I'm 19.
19? Okay. Alrighty, why do you support Trump?
Yeah, I support him mainly for, like, mass deportations.
Okay, and why do you support mass deportation?
Yeah, because I think that we should be getting illegal immigrants out of the country because they be taking jobs and it can lead to overpopulation.
I don't think undocumented immigrants coming to our country is going to lead to overpopulation. There were less than 4 million undocumented immigrants that came to our country under the Biden-Harris administration. And Democrats, even so, still have been deporting those who have been coming to the country undocumented. They just proportionally go after those that have committed violent crimes and bad crimes to a greater extent. Plus, they're not stealing jobs. Actually, immigrants coming to our country increase the employment rate of natural-born U.S. citizens. Did you know that?
I did not know that. Thank you for telling
Yeah,
me.
and also they reduce the deficit. According to a Cato Institute study, immigrants coming to the country over the past 30 years have reduced the deficit by $14.5 trillion.
That's cool, and I get that they're good for the economy, but I don't support like slave labor.
I don't either. Should we provide legal pathways to undocumented immigrants who haven't committed violent crimes and bad crimes?
I wouldn't say so.
Why not? Because otherwise they're going to be mistreated in the country and exploited by individuals with below market wages because of the threat of mass deportation.
I'm sorry, can you say that just a little bit slower?
Due to the threat of mass deportation, immigrants who are in the country undocumented have to take lower than market wages because they have less bargaining power in the market. So if we provide them a legal pathway to citizenship, they will be able to get the same as market wages, as like comparative to everyone else.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I might have to concede. I don't think I support Trump anymore because that was
Okay.
really the only reason I supported Trump. So.
Alrighty, for sure. Well, I appreciate you. Thank you very much. That's amazing to hear. That's amazing to hear. I'm glad that I've been able to change your mind on that. It's an important conversation to have. Parker, do you read off of something? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. This is just when you have. I've been having these conversations for a while now, so I feel like it just comes very natural to me now. It's like. So I think that's probably why it sounds like that. Yotap, how old are you?
Well, I've just got something to say what people need to know.
Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria. List to the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates, everybody. Yotap, how old are you?
I'm 26.
Do you support Trump?
No, but I just have one question.
We are just looking for some debates, everybody. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria. List in the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates, everyone. Yotap, how old are you?
20.
Do you support Trump?
Yep.
Election held today. Harris versus Trump. Who would you rather vote for?
Probably yay.
Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria. List in the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates. Yotap, how old are you?
I'm 25.
Do you support Trump?
Yeah,
Election held today. Harris versus Trump. Who would you rather vote for?
Donald Trump.
What's your birth year?
2001,
And what month?
March 2nd, 2001.
And you said you're how old again?
25.
Okay.
30201.
Wouldn't you be 26?
No, 25.
If you said 3-2, right? The second day of March.
321. What year is it?
Oh, sorry, 3-2-1. I apologize. I didn't hear the one.
Okay.
My bad. Go ahead. Why do you support Trump?
I don't have a good reason. I just do. It gives you a job, right?
So did you know that the job growth has been so much worse since Trump got in office? With the worst year of job growth in the past 4 years.
I know. I don't have a job right now. I lost it after he got in office.
So then why do you support him?
So you can have a job.
Trolling. Let's go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria. List in the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates. Only do send a guest request if you meet that criteria listed here on the TikTok screen, everybody. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Okay. Let's go to the next individual. Only do send a guest request again if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We're just looking for some debates. We don't have any guest requests right now. Do just give us a quick second for us to get some people up here. Alrighty, do give it a quick second, everyone. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Okay, let's go to the next individual. Do just give us a quick second to get some people up here. I did that, DJT. Yeah, we need that to put that on all the gas tanks, all the gas around the entire nation. Every gas station better have the I did that stickers with Trump's face on it. Because, like, he literally did do that. Like, you know how, like, conservatives did it and, like, it wasn't actually applicable? Like, Biden didn't actually do that. But, like, now it actually is the case that Trump did do that. And they're real silent about it now. they're real silent about it now. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Parker.
How old are you? Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
If the election was held today, Harris versus Trump, who would you rather vote for?
Just kidding. Fuck Trump. Fuck Trump.
Okay, let's go to the next individual. Only do send a guest request if you meet that criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates, everyone. We just started up the stream, everybody. Do give it a quick minute for people to join in. Only do send a guest request if you meet that criteria listed on the TikTok screen. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hi, I'm 25.
Do you support Trump?
I'm on the fence.
Like, if the election were held today, Harris versus Trump, who would you rather vote for?
I am not sure anymore, to be honest. I've always been like conservative Republican, but I'm not sure if I really support Trump anymore.
Okay, so, like, in that context, would you say that, like, you wouldn't vote?
Probably not, no. Not now.
Okay.
But there are things that
I'm sorry, I would recommend to watch the streams, and I think that you can learn a lot specifically about like maybe what the Democratic position would be, and maybe it could lean you more towards my side. I am specifically looking for people right now who, in that context, would vote for Donald Trump. So actually, your position is so based that I had to kick you from the stream. We are just looking for some debates right now, though. Only do send a guest request if you meet that criteria listed in the TikTok screen, everybody. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Let's go on the next individual, everybody. Only do send a guest request if you meet that criteria. Again, listed here on the TikTok screen. Alrighty, let's go to the next individual. Only do send a guest request if you meet that criteria listed in the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 20.
Do you support Trump?
Yes.
Election out today, Harris versus Trump. Who would you rather vote for?
Trump.
Okay, and what was your birth year?
2006.
And what month?
February.
Okay, and you said you were held again?
20.
Okay, why do you support Trump?
Well, I have a question for you, Parker. Can you promise that you will never run for political office?
For standard. Can I promise that I will never run for political office? No.
Yes. Well, can you promise that you will never use donations to help you, these donations from the streams to help you run for the political office?
No. Right? Like, there's a chance I could totally run in the future. I don't plan on it. I've never wanted to in my life, but is there a possibility? Obviously. Why would I promise that I'm not going to do that? Why? Do you not want me to be a politician or something?
Not necessarily. I just want to ensure that
Can you
you're
imagine
not...
like Parker get a job as like your specific senator?
I mean...
Like, how would that make you feel? Would you be mad that Parker get a job became your senator?
I would not. And to be honest, Parker, I'm not really a huge supporter of Trump. I think you've changed my mind, but I kind of just wanted to get up here and ask that
Okay.
you would not...
Well, I'm glad that I changed your mind. Is there a potentiality that I could run in the future? Absolutely. But like one thing I can promise you is that I've never been like, I really want to do this. This is 100% my life path. I'm 100% going to do this. I've never been like called to, I have to be a politician. Never been something I've like really wanted to do. But if it was right in front of me and it was a way I could meaningfully help the world, I absolutely would do it. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
23.
Do you support Trump?
I voted for him, but I'd say now I'm more 50-50.
Like if the election were held today, Harris versus Trump, who would you rather vote for?
I probably won't vote, or I'd
Okay.
do third.
Well, I would recommend to keep watching the streams. Maybe I can pull you over to our side. We are just looking for people who in that context would vote for Donald Trump. Do you just give us a quick second to get some people up here who would support Donald Trump, everybody? Yo, what's up? How old are you? Hello? Hello? Alrighty, let's go to the next individual. Do just give us a quick second to get someone up here. Only do send a guest request if you meet that criteria listed in the TikTok screen. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I just love you so much, Parker.
Appreciate you very much. Appreciate you. We are just looking for some debates, everybody. Only do send a guest request if you meet that criteria listed in the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates. Let's go to the next individual, everybody. Do just give us a quick second, everyone. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Why is it so hard to find Trump supporters? I actually thought this is a unique thing I've been thinking about. Because proportionally speaking, there's still a lot of Trump supporters in our society. There would be a lot of people who are going to watch the stream, inevitably speaking, or see the stream on their For You page that are going to be Trump supporters. I think it's because of how indefensible the Trump administration is right now. A lot of Trump supporters don't want to talk about their support. So although they just still do hold the support, they're probably less likely to go up on a platform in front of a lot of people to debate their support. Maybe because they hold less confidence in the support, or maybe because they don't want to be associated with the support right now. Things like that. Like that is definitely, I think, going to be the reason why there are less Trump supporters, proportionally speaking, in the guest box. I do think that's the reason. Yo, what's up? How old are you? How old are you? Alrighty, let's go to the next individual. Someone said in the comment section because you're not important. Kaylee, thank you so much for the money gun. True. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Let's go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria. List on the TikTok screen. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hello, I'm 18.
JW, thank you so much. JW, sorry. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the $5. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Absolutely. Let's make sure to get the debates up here. It's been, what, like 16 minutes? We just got a integrity and authenticity violation. Okay. Appeal submitted. That's very interesting. Let me make sure I sent the appeal. That could be the issue as well. Like, TikTok has just been really weird with the flags recently. I don't know. Maybe it's that. We'll just give it a quick second to get some people up here. I do apologize for it taking a second to get some people up here. This doesn't always happen. Let me check my... I didn't even get the notification of getting a violation. Okay, what the fuck? What is going on? Let's go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria. List on the TikTok screen. We're just looking for some debates. PNK, thank you for the hand dart. Thank you. Bro, got a flag and didn't even debate anyone yet. Yeah, I know, right? Because it thinks it's not me. Integrity and authenticity literally means it thinks it's not me. Like, I'm portraying myself. That's what TikTok thinks. Like, I'm trying to impersonate Parker Get a Job. Yeah, you know what? If you look it up on Gemini, I've heard Parker Get a Job's real name is actually Dean Withers. So, you know, maybe they think that I'm impersonating myself. I'm just kidding. That's definitely... It's a glitch that happens every once in a while where it does that. Do just give us a second for some people to join in, everyone. We are just looking for some debates. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
33.
Do you support Trump?
I do.
If the election were held today, Harris versus Trump, who would you rather vote for?
Trump.
Okay. And what's your birth year?
92.
Okay.
What do you think about the Groypers voting blue?
Are you a Groyper?
I think it makes sense to vote blue.
Okay, I think he is.
If you want to like hold the collective.
You know what? Okay, I guess you're voting blue. What do I think about it? You guys have horrible intentions. You're horrible people, but you are somehow in this specific action doing the right thing accidentally. You know what I mean? Like accidentally, you're doing the right thing there. Like I don't know how you got to that conclusion, but you know what? I'm not going to try to convince you out of that specific one thing. PNK, thank you for the galaxy. Thank you. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hi, 26. Oh, 25, turning 26.
And do you support Trump?
Well, yes. I'm someone that was very liberal and very blue, and I grew up in California, but this last election, I voted for Trump.
What was your birth year, by the way?
2020. I mean, 2000. Oh my gosh, sorry.
In what month?
April 15th.
Okay. And if the election were held today, Harris versus Trump, who would you rather vote for?
Well, if it were held today, I would still vote Trump. One
Okay.
of the reasons I didn't vote for Harris was because I wasn't impressed with her vice presidency under Joe Biden.
Okay. And oh wait, one question before we do. What year did you graduate high school?
2018.
2018. Okay.
Yes.
Alrighty. Okay. Go ahead. What was the reason again? You said you weren't impressed with their policies, but you were impressed with Trump's.
Well, I was feeling more like I felt more in line with what Trump was saying rather than what Kamala was saying. And
Kamala.
I noticed Kamala, but I noticed that Trump it was gonna hold what he was saying true, and I felt like Kamala, like at the end of the day, was still gonna be someone that was still influenced by the cabinet that Biden had at the time. So
Yeah, but like, what's bad about that cabinet in comparison to what we have right now?
I believe right now it's a really scary moment for the United States, not because of and not particularly like red or blue. It would have just been in a moment of high tension, regardless of which way you sway. And I believe that Biden's cabinet, there was a reason that he was called Sleepy Joe. And Trump right now, he's actually trying to stand up. And there has been multiple times where he has been like ostracized, even as it's attempted to be assassinated. So these things are happening because he is someone that's holding his backbone and trying to sway our country towards a popular direction.
Okay, so is like a policy of Trump's that you like and a policy of Kamala Harris's that you disagree with?
Well, I believe that that red and blue is really like more of a gimmick. I believe that they have some similarities, and they both, it would have ended up we would have ended up going in the same direction, just at slower speeds. And Trump is trying to get us like caught up from everything that we felt through under Joe Biden.
Okay, I'm not quite sure what policies you're agreeing with or disagreeing with, or could you give me like a general understanding of what you like in terms of what they do? Like, for example, do you like the tax policy of Trump?
Well, yeah, I believe that he's trying to solve a lot of issues with our taxes because being someone that grew up in a blue state, I've noticed like there's been a lot of him taxing the rich so that the money falls a little bit faster and more proportionately towards the less rich.
Wait, so you think that Trump is taxing the rich?
Well, he wanted to increase taxes on everyone, including the rich.
Okay, so disproportionately negatively impacting lower and middle income individuals. That's what tariffs do. Harris wants to specifically only increase taxes on income over $400,000 a year and decrease taxes on low and middle income individuals. Which tax policy would you prefer now that you've heard it laid in this way?
Well, I guess that it is important to hold the more wealthy accountable towards their funding, but I feel that Trump is what he's doing today isn't the worst thing that we've seen in the United States.
Okay. Well, is there anything else you'd like to talk about or add? Hello, I can't hear you. Swiped out of the app.
I have some notes because I have been watching your debates for a while. So I do kind of understand why someone would want to vote blue because it's kind of like safety and kind of like it feels like a kind of like a blanket. But I feel that especially under the last few administrations, which I only started waking up towards what a president even was in 2008 with Obama, because I didn't really, I just remember being really someone that was really scared because of Mitt Romney at the time. He was someone that I kind of like feared would be taking over the world. But what opened my eyes today is that Trump is trying he has a lot of stuff that I know happened not because of him directly, but because of the gut. He's kind of like holding, strengthening our backbone as a country.
I definitely think that Trump is undermining our allyships with other nations and harming our ability to have a backbone as a nation, especially in terms of holding individuals accountable in the Epstein files, for example, because he tried to prevent the release of the Epstein files, and has even implicated himself by being credibly accused by a minor in the Epstein files that got a settlement with the Epstein estate. So that's what I would say. I would recommend to look into those things. I think that those things are very horrible. Would you support Trump if he were credibly accused in the Epstein files by a minor?
I think, of course, wouldn't want to support him, and I think this whole thing goes beyond the Epstein files. It's kind of like I'm someone that has traveled to Europe and that has been kind of around, and I kind of noticed the same things everywhere. I think that the whole thing with Trump and the files, like I know that he was held, like he was found for defamation against E. Jean Carroll
And for sexual abuse.
or battery,
Sexual abuse.
but
Which was forceful
um,
penetration of her vagina against her will.
okay, I'm not the most caught up on that specifically, but I know that the time that it happened, like growing up as a woman, there had been a lot of taboos and scariness that you don't talk about, and I believe that the settlement was for defamation was higher because it's something that you can be shamed about. So I'm not saying that he's like not
And what was the defamation was about sexual abuse. So in order to prove defamation, she had to prove sexual abuse, which she did. So she got
well,
she held Donald Trump liable for sexual abuse and defamation. So based upon that, why do you still support him?
I support him because I kind of noticed the realities of the situation, which as a woman I noticed that like there is still a power imbalance between genders, and I know that realistically he's probably not the only sitting man in politics that has that I'm sure there has been politicians have done worse.
Oh my
And
gosh. So you're saying because other people have assaulted women, that means you'd support someone who's assaulted women. That makes no sense to me. Plus, Kamala Harris, has she been accused of assaulting anyone?
well, I don't believe that. I think that there's a power imbalance, and it's a realistically in reality. Like if Kamala had been in holding office, then we would have looked kind of less powerful, like to Russia or to other nations. They would have been thinking that we would be easier to kind of like maneuver around.
No, I don't. I don't think that if Kamala Harris is the president, that people think it would be easier to maneuver around, because what they have to maneuver around is our military. The military doesn't change regardless of who's in the position of presidency. I don't think people are scared of Trump because of his physical presence.
I think that they are worried because his not his physical presence, but
But
his
what he had
like
the ability to
leadership.
have access to as president. That's what Kamala Harris would have been able to have access to as well.
Well, yeah, but I believe that she wouldn't have the strength or the backbone to actually hold other nations accountable as Trump is trying to do. And of course, now that he is a president that
I
is
disagree, but I'm sorry. You're willing to look over the fact that Donald Trump sexually abused a woman because of the fact that you think that she wouldn't be able to have a backbone on a world stage, which is there's clearly no evidence to support at all.
um I'm not
Like we're
that's
talking
not
about the
the
fact that he
only
literally
reason that
sexually abused a woman. Like he literally was held liable unanimously amongst a jury of 9 people for sexually abusing E. Jean Carroll.
but you know, have you been on like the I forget exactly what they're called, like with the little things where you can you know how a person has to go used to have to go door to door to say I'm a registered SO and stuff like that. I believe that we live in a reality where today that is something that happens. Like
Do you
so
think that
it's
people like that should be in the position of the presidency?
I believe that they can learn from their actions, and it's something that maybe I believe that it shouldn't hold a greater
What?
influence.
Wait, do you think people who have sexually abused individuals should be barred from the presidency? Do you think they should be put in prison for the rest of their life?
I believe that they should go to prison, and I believe, like, when I was younger, I used to be thinking death penalty for every single one of them. Then I had to go through jobs and go live through these things where I was face to face. Like, I believe it's a matter of perspective. On of course, I wouldn't vote if I had known exactly.
I'm sorry. Do you believe that they should still go to prison for the rest of their life?
I believe that the whole well, yes, I believe they should go to prison. I believe realistically a lot of, just like like people today, we are facing today, like a lot of more a society that is like, I feel like before we were more prone to aggressiveness, like what's happening in Europe with immigration, and with Joe's borders, he was allowing people to come in, and he was kind of putting
there was no open border. But like, I'm sorry, can we just like go back to the fact that like you'd be willing to wait? Do you think that someone who has been held civilly liable of sexually abusing a woman should be legally barred from running for president? Like, it should be illegal for them to run for president?
I believe that someone who has grown up in the public eye and maybe learned stuff differently can grow up and learn from their mistakes.
Well, I'm sorry, this isn't learn stuff differently, and this isn't a quote-unquote mistake. We're talking about someone sexually abusing someone. This isn't just like, oh, I just made a little mistake there, right? Or like I accidentally did that. That's not what's happened here, okay? This was like intentional. This was like harm caused to someone. This was like abuse. Like, you understand that, right? Like, this is sexual abuse we're talking about.
Yes, I understand that we are focusing on sexual abuse.
So then, in that context, why would you say that, like, people could just, like, you're willing to, like, put that... Would you be willing to let your kid be babysitted by someone held civilly liable of sexually abusing a woman?
No, of course, but I know that at the end of the day, a lot of mothers are
then why would you be okay with that person being
subjected.
president? Why would you be okay with that person being president if you're not okay with them being a babysitter?
Because I believe that it goes beyond it's a really tough thing to understand.
Yeah, why are you okay with them being president if you're not okay with them being a babysitter?
I think that I wouldn't, like, I don't, like, what would you think the best, like, so your solution would have been that whenever this happened, Trump should have gone to jail for his actions? Wouldn't he be out of jail already if he had gone to jail?
No, I think he should go to jail for the rest of his life. That's my position. But the reason why he wasn't able to is because the fact that this is past the statute of limitations for criminal cases, meaning we couldn't try him in a criminal case, but we could only try him in a civil case. But if we're talking about the specific case, I think that someone should be barred from running for president of the United States. It should be illegal for them to run for president of the United States if they have been held civilly liable of sexually abusing one, if they've been convicted of sexually abusing someone. It should be literally illegal for them to run. Republican, Democrat, Independent, regardless, illegal for them to run in that context. That's what I think. I think that should be bipartisan. There's genuinely no person should disagree with that. Everyone should agree with that position. Like, I don't know why this is not something that's immediately accepted. Okay.
Yes, but
no person should be able to run for president. We need legislation. We need Congress. Pause real quick. We need Congress to vote on this. We need an amendment to the Constitution to prevent people who have done these things from running for president of the United States. We need legitimate standards in our country. This shouldn't even be a debate. This should have already existed in the first place.
That's in a perfect world.
Oh,
and
this is not a perfect world. This should be the world that we exist in.
Churches the leaders of churches and are found to be doing worse things. And we have to accept it and still follow Christ.
You don't have to accept it. You can hold them accountable.
But
you're
that
telling
would
us
be
that we have
in
to
a
accept it. No, we don't.
world.
We do not have to accept that.
how are we supposed to, like, I still believe that that was something that what happened a while ago, and he learned from his actions. And today
Wait, I'm sorry. How could he have quote unquote learned from his
we are.
actions if he still lies about it to this day and he still defames her? Explain that.
I think that he. Sorry, I was.
Yeah, explain how he learned from his actions if he literally says that it didn't happen. He says that he wouldn't have sexually abused E. Jean Carroll because she's quote unquote not his type. But then in a deposition mistook her with his ex-wife, indicating he would have sexually abused her either way. How could he have quote unquote learned from his behavior when he defames her to this day?
I think that especially in this specific case, which was happened so long ago, probably before we even were into politics, the situations could have changed, and both parties or both people could have been influenced by the snowball effect that happened from the whole situation. Because I don't know, the articles that I was reading and the research that I had done said that she was tried. What the final verdict was that she got $83.3 million for defamation, which as I believe as a victim, it should be even higher. Like if you had to share your story publicly and then deal with the fallout of everything that happened, then that alone is one of the reasons why a lot of people wouldn't come out today with their stories. And then 5 million for battery, because it wasn't something that was able to actually be proven. And it happened in a time where our society was kind of, men viewed women more as a possession rather than someone.
That doesn't justify the behavior. I'm sorry. Why are you bringing up these points as if this is a justification for the behavior?
In third world countries is still happening.
No, I'm sorry.
And I believe that.
And that shouldn't happen regardless. I'm sorry.
Yes, exactly.
Sexual abuse is something that should be called out.
Like Trump.
Sexual abuse is, by the way, sexual abuse is not just something that happens in countries around the world. It happens here in this country, and our president is a sexual abuser. Okay? So, by the way, you're perpetuating, you're literally, I just want to let you know, you're perpetuating rape culture right now when you support a president that literally has raped a woman.
No.
Kamala Harris has not. Donald Trump has. Why would you ever support someone who has in that circumstance? It should be bipartisan. Everyone should agree that it should be illegal for them to run in this situation, right? This whole argument of, oh, they changed or something like that, this is all fucking ridiculous. Not only would it not make sense even if you did believe in this, but it still doesn't make sense from the outside, because I don't think people who have done these types of things are redeemable. I think that these things are the worst possible things that you can do to a person.
You know Nick Shirley, how he actually goes out and he was in the streets of Oakland. Like, have you been more out?
I'm sorry. Why are you asking about Nick Shirley?
There is still no. I'm saying that you are living in a bubble where it's easy to hold that perspective, but when you're actually out and dealing with people, then you understand why we are where we are today, rather than why we didn't. Like, because at the end of the day, his presidency was more supported than the Obama presidency, and his numbers were higher than when Obama. Yes,
not even close. Trump's approval ratings are definitely a lot lower. Yeah, they're definitely a lot lower. Not even close.
No, but that's because of the current situations. But his presidency in 2006.
The current situations. Look at his first term as well. His first term, it was way lower as well. Like no administration has been near the approval rating that Obama had.
No, I don't. Where did you get that information? Because the information that I got was that his approval rate was higher than. And I'm not saying that Trump is better than Obama either, but that's kind of what I had understood from my research. And I'm not excusing his behavior.
Where did you research this?
I'm gonna close the app so that I can go to my notes.
Okay.
I don't use Google or Safari. I use DuckDuckGo, which is like
interesting. Yeah, according to Gallup, it's definitely a lot higher than what you see for Trump. There's no point under Obama's administration that's even in the 30s of percentage points. Literally nowhere. And Trump right now is at 36%. So that's really brutal. Alrighty, everyone, do give it a second. Liberally, thank you so much. Really appreciate the galaxy. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you're on YouTube, hit that thumbs up. If you're on TikTok, tap that screen to help get it out to more people as always. Jeez. Just give it a quick
He
second,
was
everyone.
higher.
Did you find it?
I couldn't find it.
If not, I can show you on the screen.
Um,
Do you want to see on the screen?
let me,
I can just bring it up on the screen right now. Is that okay? Hello?
okay.
Yeah or no?
I'll look at your findings.
Okay. Okay. These, I'll just go to the ones that are relevant. You can see on the bottom. Let's bring us up to, there we are. Do you see this?
Yes.
Okay, so we can see Obama and we see Trump's administrations. This is, here, let me show you. This is Trump's first term. This is Trump's second term. Okay, and this was Obama's administration. You can clearly see that Obama's admin is above Trump's.
Yes.
Like it's very clearly above.
Well, okay, I
You know, Obama
I guess
has the
that's
W.
good.
Look at this. You see the W? Obama got a W.
And wait, did Obama run 2 terms?
Yeah, Obama got 8 years.
Okay. So that's for both terms.
Yeah, that's for both terms. And then you see Trump's first term, then you see Biden, and then you see Trump's second term.
Yeah, okay.
And by the way, if we compare Trump to prior presidents, let's just take a quick look. Look at the approval rating for prior president. This is Trump. You see it down there. And even Biden, by the way. Comparative to past presidents. Do you see that?
Yes.
Now, of course, they had a lot more volatile levels of support, but typically the level of support was higher. I mean, Bush got really low. Bush is like where Trump is. 29%, that's just fucking brutal, dude. Truman even went down to 24%. That's crazy. But yeah, let me close that out. So do you understand the point that I'd make then? That clearly Trump had a worse approval rating. So I don't know why you support Trump. There's no good reason at all.
I know that there has been a lot of movement through his presidency, and he has kind of, like, from my perspective, it was during a time where I was concerned for our nation, and I noticed that more people were falling silenced or victim to the actions of Joe Biden's presidency, because it was
Like
his
what?
presidency
What
to
did
me
he do?
was Biden.
Yeah, what did Biden do wrong?
I believe that he was just his biggest fault was his inaction. He was complacent to a lot of the policies of liberalism that he was.
Such as?
Well, his border policy was something that I was concerned about, because before, the people coming through the border were people that were wanting to work in our country and to establish themselves. But then what we noticed, especially in videos like when Nick Shirley's videos, was that it was immigrants from China, from the Middle East, from
Why do you watch Nick
different.
Shirley? Like, I think that's your biggest problem is watching Nick Shirley. That's like one of your biggest
Well,
problems there.
I don't watch him.
Firstly, I would say the border policy wasn't open border policy. Trump also, or Biden also specifically tried to get people in Congress to work together for a bipartisan border bill, and that would have passed if Donald Trump didn't call people in Congress to undermine the bill. He literally said, "Blame it on me if the border bill fails." That's what Trump said. So Biden wanted to get long-term legislation with the border to address it, but clearly it seemed like Trump didn't want that because he wanted to run on the border being an issue in order to be able to get elected. And clearly that worked because people were sheep enough to follow that without even doing research.
I believe that he did. It was an issue, and he did like accomplish strengthening our border and having needing there to be a more serious like progression towards citizenship for the people coming through. They weren't just going to be people coming through undocumented, having to work under the table and do like illegal methods to establish themselves. Because
so you're saying if someone came to the country undocumented, they should be deported. Under the Biden administration, they still did that. Like, the Biden administration, they still advocated to criminalize undocumented entry. They just wanted to make the legal process go quicker.
Well, I don't believe that everyone should be deported. I believe that they should be coming in and having to be processed to be able to be established, which I believe that in strengthening our borders and kind of like controlling the numbers coming in, it's a lot easier for our border patrol and for I believe that Trump put a military base on the border, which is probably one of the strongest things that he could.
No, I don't see any of this to be relevant. I think that they should be focusing on people who have actually committed violent crimes and bad crimes or actually a threat to the safety and security of our community. They should provide a legal pathway for undocumented immigrants who have not committed a violent crime or bad crime. I see that to be the most preferable thing to do. But under the Biden administration, under the Democrats, they still would criminalize undocumented entry. They would still want to secure the border. They just want to make the legal process go quicker. How could you disagree with that position?
So that was under Biden. I believe that's why I'm saying that. Well, that's why originally I said I still think that his strengthening the border isn't to completely stop the numbers coming in, because at the end of the day, it's something that's going to happen. Like, people come in come in through the plane and then overstay their visas.
Well, that's a civil violation. If you don't accept civil determinations, then you specifically wouldn't think that they should be kicked out of the country, because that's only a civil violation. They came into the country lawfully and then overstayed their visa.
Yes. So I think that everyone should have, if they one of the things that we were founded on was being able to come to this country and work and be able to sustain yourself and build something. So through Trump's policies, it showed more promise towards standing on that original value than Biden.
What specific policies?
His strengthening the wall and then actually going to implement.
He hasn't built the wall. The bipartisan border bill would have built. The bipartisan border bill would have built more wall than what Trump built under his entire administration. Did you know that?
Because yes, and he wanted Mexico to pay for building the wall.
That's not gonna ever happen.
Yes, I know, but that's
so
that's
Trump
why it's
has a series
metaphorical.
of things that he said he was going to do, and he's not done it all. Also, walls are not really going to help. Like, I don't really get the point of a wall, and neither do Democrats. They were just willing to compromise on it in order to get the bill passed.
Well, okay. Kamala's policies, from what I read, were very similar to what Trump's policies are today.
Kamala's?
On the border issues.
Yeah, if it's very similar, then why do you distree with Kamala Harris because of the fact that you disagree with the immigration policy? That makes no sense.
Because if she had under Biden, why didn't she try to influence Biden towards standing with her on her current issues. Like, why was there such a big problem of immigrants coming into the country under Biden?
No, it was just because Trump made an issue of it. It was because of Trump's rhetoric. I doubt if
No,
Trump wasn't saying those things that people would have actually thought that about the border. Very unlikely.
hmm,
Like, it's literally
well,
because Trump is causing panic. Trump is fear-mongering.
I I think that he's just bringing light, like he's holding the flashlight, and we're in a room.
He's literally fear-mongering. Immigrants make our society objectively a better place for everyone.
I mean, okay, I guess you can hold that perspective.
Not I guess, that's what the facts say. That's not just my perspective, that's what the studies say. $14.5 trillion decrease in our deficits over the past 30 years because of immigration. Over the past 30 years, we've seen an increase in wages for natural-born U.S. citizens because of immigration. We've also seen an increase in employment rates. We've seen an increase in GDP growth. And we've also seen an increase, right, in productivity. Immigrants are more likely to work than natural-born U.S. citizens, meaning they're putting more into the revenue than the typical
Yes,
American.
because they're coming at I believe that citizens are encouraged to go to school and to continue through schooling to actually build their careers, which if at the end of the day, I was here when the last caller was talking about politics. I don't think that it would be, I think it would be interesting and really cool if we ever saw something. I don't know. I don't want to talk about that actually, but
Okay, I think the last point I want to make, and then I'm probably going to go into the next person here, is that Trump is indefensible. There's really no good reason to stand with him. He's making your life worse. He's making everyone's life worse. And there's like no redeemable qualities of Trump. Like, I genuinely don't know what qualities are redeemable about him. All he does is
he's made your
fearmonger
life
and rely
worse.
on hate and division in order to be able to get people's votes. Like, literally.
Well, I believe that the minorities were actually standing united and voting for him because he was actually holding
What community, right, voted mostly for Donald Trump?
like the minorities,
Yeah,
Latinos.
they didn't vote mostly for Trump. And they're definitely not mostly in support of Trump's policy now. That's for sure.
Well, okay, I think that
Especially not women.
so who was Trump's voting base?
White men.
I believe that there's not enough white men to make up the whole voting
Well, I'm saying
position.
I'm not saying the whole. I'm just saying disproportionately.
I don't believe that was
I mean,
the
that's a
truth.
fact. That's like a fact.
I can't go. Let me.
Women, if only women voted in the election, Kamala Harris would have won, and like with Ronald Reagan numbers. Like it would have been a blowout if only women voted. For example, if only white men voted, it would have been Republicans winning like crazy. You should take a look at like the voter basis for that, because I think the main driving force that Republicans rely upon is white Christian men.
Okay. Well. Okay. You
Typically
got
leaning
me.
towards evangelical, right, and other sort of like ideological beliefs like that. But that's the typical voting base that they rely upon. No college degree.
Okay. I guess that is kind of true. Well, I don't know about the college degree part, but
It is true with the college degree part. If only people who had college degrees voted, Kamala Harris would have won.
well, I believe that okay. I believe that at the time, especially, I thought that with Kamala, we were under more pressure because the United States is just some as a country we are just forever under pressure of different nations trying to like tip us over, kind of like the
I think often it's because of ourselves here. Like, I think that right now it's because of Trump's policies.
But you know, in third world countries that
What
well,
other country is causing this to us right now? Like, seriously, like, I genuinely do think it's Trump.
um, I think that Trump still I don't think that it's just him. I think that he is finally being someone that is brave enough to like be the backbone and be the person that you can like he is at the end of the day trying to help our nations, and he was trying to strengthen NATO, and this
No, he's been threatening to leave NATO and threatening to annex NATO members.
well
He
like
did
I
not.
believe that
He did not. I don't think he strengthened NATO.
annex is I believe that the
Yeah,
reason that
he
he is
advocated to annex and take over Greenland and Canada.
annex is what does annex
Take over their country and make it a part of
okay.
ours.
Okay. Well, I feel that his viewpoint was that okay. The Greenland is completely different. I believe that he wanted it because he notices that we are putting more of our resources into like defend like trying like the reason that he likes Greenland was because of the canal or what was it that he wanted to take it over
I think you're trying
because
to think of the Panama Canal. The
I
Panama
don't
Canal is like Central America.
but he's really standing for the he wanted to strengthen Greenland, not take it over because
I don't think what he would do is strengthening Greenland. But at this point, is there anything else you'd like to add before I do go on to the next person?
I did have more notes, but it's completely fine. I will let you go on to your next person.
Alrighty. Well, I appreciate you coming up. Thank you very much.
No problem.
Alrighty, let's go on the next individual. Only do send a guest request if you meet that criteria listed in the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates, everybody. Only do send a guest request if you meet that criteria listed on the TikTok screen. I got some people to think of. Let's go on to the next person here real quick, everybody. Only do send a guest request if you meet that criteria on the TikTok screen. Yo, what's up, how old are you? Oh, they just said they love me. Let's go to the next individual. Only do send a guest request again if you meet that criteria listed on the TikTok screen. Again, everyone, we are just looking for some debates. Alrighty, let's go to the next individual. Only do send a guest request if you meet that criteria listed here on the TikTok screen, everybody. Yo, what's up? How old are you? How old are you? Okay, let's go to the next individual. Do just give us a quick second, everyone. We are just looking for some debates. Please, everybody, only send a guest request if you meet that criteria listed on the TikTok screen. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
19.
Do you support Trump?
I would vote him over Kamala.
Okay, over Kamala. And if the election were held today?
Yeah, probably still Trump over Kamala.
Okay, and what's your birth year?
2007, January 15th. Graduated last year.
Okay, for sure. And just by the way, just say Harris. Alrighty, I have some people to thank, and then we can move on to our conversation. Do you just give me a quick second? Wendy, thank you so much for the $1. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Get some W's for Wendy in the comment section. Mel, thank you for the $13. Thank you so much. Good to see you. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. John with the $5. Lauren, thank you for the $5. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Literally because of the fact that there has been a control over the control over the AG on his behalf. He appointed the AG. Thomas, thank you for the $2. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. As well as Jesse, thank you so much for the $2. Thank you very much. I do need to replace them. As well as Hector, thank you so much for the $20. Thank you very much. And Jaden, thank you for the $10. It's absolutely horrible to hear that, Jaden. As well as thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Again, thank you for the $20. Thank you so much. Hector, let me make sure to check the message you sent. You said, question, is it true that Trump isn't allowed to run a charity because he stole charity money and bought a giant portrait of himself? I don't know about the giant portrait, but I know that he defrauded a charity. I've heard about that one. So yes, that is a thing. That is a thing. As well as, again, Mackenzie, thank you so much for the $20. Thank you so much, Mackenzie. I really appreciate it. It's very kind of you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. And I totally see you there. That was really brutal, that last guest yesterday. As well as Demon, thank you for the £5. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Can we get some W's for them in the comment section right now? Thank you very much. Let's go over to the YouTube real quick. Thank everyone there real quick. If you're on YouTube, again, hit that thumbs up. If you're on TikTok, tap that screen. It helps get it out to more people, as always. Let me thank everyone here on YouTube real quick, and then we'll move on. Marino, thank you so much. Really appreciate the $2. Thank you very much. Funny name, thank you for the $2. MTK, thank you for the $2. Thank you very much. Tori, thank you for the $10. Thank you very much. Give some W's for Tori in the comment section. Brand with the $5. Thank you very much. Funny name, thank you for the $5. MTK, thank you for the $5 as well. Thank you so much. Shu, thank you so much for the appreciate $10. Thank you so much. Good some W's for them in the comment section right now. You know, it seemed like it could be that, but like I'm not quite sure, of course. Zumba as well, thank you for the $10. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Good some W's for them right now. It was absolutely brutal. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Mel as well, thank you for the $10. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Me too. Seriously. Brandon, thank you for the $5. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, it's really brutal. Jocelyn, thank you so much for the $2. Fruit Punch, thank you for the $5. Jordan, thank you for the $5. Kane, thank you so much for the $2. YTR, thank you so much. Really appreciate the $2. Thank you very much. I think I'm actually fully caught up, as well as How To. Thank you so much. Really appreciate the membership subscription. Thank you very much. Alrighty, if you want to support me as always, Venmo, PayPal, link tree in the bio, as well as the description of the YouTube, as well as you can support me over YouTube Super Chat. Alrighty, let's go into the debate. Why do you support Trump?
I have a question about that last conversation that you were having. Of course, immigrants have helped America, right? But do you ever think there will be a point that we cannot take any more immigrants in, like due to overpopulation and, yeah?
I think right now we have a problem of underpopulation. But sure, is there a level of immigration that could theoretically happen that could be too much? Absolutely. But it's incredibly unlikely that that would actually happen. Like, we could suppose if 1 billion people came into the United States, yeah, the conditions would probably not get better because there would be too many people coming in a short period of time for the population. But the issue is people are acting like we can't take a few million people, right? Like, genuinely, it's absurd, right? We have a population of literally like 350 million people. We can take a few million people over multiple years. You know what I mean? Like, that's not a big deal for us, is kind of my point. So that's not meeting that point of too much, immigration. But theoretically, is there a level? Obviously. But I would say like the main issue is the fact that we actually see population decline in the long run. According to the Congressional Budget Office, by 2050, we'll see population stagnation and decline.
Right, and that's including like immigrants to the country and birth rate, or is it just birth rate?
That's based upon birth rate, unless we have immigration to be able to counteract that, which
Right,
is why I
and
advocate for increased immigration.
And we take a lot. How many immigrants do we take per year?
Currently, right now, it's around 1 million.
1 million a year. Okay. Okay, so my problem with Kamala Harris would be
Kamala.
Probably, yeah, my fault. I'll just say Harris. The mass amnesty would probably be my problem with it.
Oh, she didn't even advocate for that. That's only me. That's my position.
That's only you. Okay,
yeah,
okay.
That's not even
let's talk
Kamala
about it.
Harris's position. That's my position.
I know she advocated for a lot more amnesty than other presidents, but
I'll
talk about it.
I mean, DACA. That's the same as Obama.
Yeah. So, of course, like just off fiscal stats, that's the reason you support mass amnesty, right?
I mean, I support mass amnesty for the fact that it would be a better legal process, incentivize people to go through the legal process. It would provide a quicker process to the country as well, an incentive to do that. And it would allow for border enforcement to focus on those that have committed violent crimes and bad crimes rather than people just coming here for a better life. It would restore faith and trust in our systems to a greater extent as well. Like, if we're focusing on people who are actually a threat to the safety and security of our communities and not doing all this fucking crazy propaganda, militaristic ICE shit, like, I definitely think that we would definitely have a lot more trust in our institutions to do the right thing.
Okay. Okay, so it's really a trust thing.
I do think trust is an important element of society. The fact that we have the ability to trust our institutions. I just think that our institutions need to give us reason to trust them. Does that make sense? And I think that, historically speaking, they have not given us good enough reason to trust them.
Yeah, so the problem with mass amnesty, I would say, or even just too much immigration at once, it causes a huge social divide between kind of the native or like the population that's already there, and people that want more immigration. Like we see in Europe, like far right wing groups forming because of like mass immigration and mass amnesty. We see
Well, that's
far
that's
more of
that's
it.
the positions that they hold specifically, right? And they're responding to the fact that those things exist in society, not because of the fact that this happened. They would have been against it regardless, right? Against
Right,
people who hold
but
those
it could
positions
also
because they
yeah,
have an
but
ideological
mhm,
perspective.
mhm. Yeah, like I can agree with that, but also though, like you see more and more of it coming together, like more people push to that extreme side because of that. I think I don't
Okay,
I don't
okay, but like
I,
that could be due
yeah.
to misinformation and propaganda and hate and division being spread, not necessarily because of the fact that mass amnesty is bad policy. People love scapegoating immigrants.
Okay,
Right,
I'm,
that's
I'm
like
not. I'm,
it's a
yeah,
politically advantageous thing for people to do so they can distract away from progressive economic policy. That's why a bunch of billionaires will start funding that shit, right? Because they want us to stop talking about economic progressive issues and start talking about social issues that divide us to a greater extent so that there could be limited progression on economic issues so that they can maintain more of their wealth and capital.
and that is one thing I agree with Harris on the higher corporate taxes. I think obviously we need that going down from like 70% in the 80s to 28%. Uh, but the point that I'm trying to make is that like obviously the divide. But do you think that the immigrants we're taking from different countries, do you think that makes a difference? Right. So like one country, their immigrants for perform. I mean, my fault. I can't talk. Perform better in society than in other countries. Like just based on all around statistics, crime, jobs, welfare.
Probably there are some differences between communities, but I don't think that's a reason to just to like not allow for people to come to our country because otherwise
You
then
don't think they're Mhm.
otherwise we're just only going to allow for women because men are significantly more likely to commit violent crime. So we should just prevent men from coming to our country. Only allow women to immigrate here. Is that your view?
I mean, no, we have a declining birth rate.
Like I feel like that would be pretty absurd to do, right? Although
No.
like men are significantly more likely to commit
Yeah,
violent crime than women.
yeah, but like, if what if like these men were also like high rates of welfare? You know what I mean? Like from this specific group of men, like
The great thing about that is that undocumented immigrants and documented immigrants have higher labor force participation rate than natural-born U.S. citizens, meaning they actually
right,
provide more into the system than they take from it. They're deficit reducing. So this concern that you
right.
have that they're going to be taking
Mhm.
from the social services, that's disputed by the point that we bring up of they decreased the deficit by $14.5 trillion over the last 30 years. They're actually decreasing the amount that you'll have to pay into the system. They're helping you.
Yeah, so like I'm trying to say that like some like you have some countries that do it like they're immigrants, they are on less welfare, they you know what I mean, like not even necessarily the crime part. I'm not sure about like disproportionate crime rates. I know that like Somalians have a higher
Okay,
way higher
let me just
use
be
of
totally
welfare
real with
than
you real quick.
yeah,
People immigrating to our country is a meaningful way that we can actually address the debt. There is almost no possible way to address the level of debt that we have without immigration. That's a fact. People are not willing to talk about that on the right. That's a fact. How the hell are you guys going to do it? Imagine if you didn't have as much immigration that we had over the last 30 years. You would have $14.5 trillion more on the debt. How the hell would we afford that? And if we have
yeah, I
increased
mean
immigration, we can pay for that to a greater extent because it
we could
lowers the
increase
share
corporate
of
taxes.
debt per individual.
Yeah, so like I'm just trying to say that advocate to banning some countries from immigrating here.
Why do you want to ban some countries from coming here?
Because the like again, so Somalian immigrants have a far higher use of welfare than.
Can you give me a source?
I mean, sure, yeah.
Alrighty, well, Heather, thank you so much for the $40. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Some W's for them in the comment section right now. Heather, thank you for the $40. That is so kind of you. Thank you very much.
The Center for
Yeah,
Immigration
literally
Studies.
though. I know that's exactly what he thought, Heather. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You're so right with that. As well as Tracy, thank you for the $15. Thank you very much. What did you just say?
The Center for Immigration Studies.
Yeah, that's the far right think tank. But what's the title
Uh,
even?
Somali immigrants in Minnesota. I didn't know that was far right. I thought that was. I actually don't know much about it. What would be an unbiased source?
Like for example, go to Cato. They're a libertarian.
Okay.
I think that would be a better source, but let's see what CIS says. Literally, they on the thing when you click on it under CIS or Center for Immigration Studies, it says low immigration. That's like they're a think tank that's trying to produce these numbers to fit in alignment with their particular worldview. But yeah, let's see what they say.
Okay.
Yeah, where's you're seeing the welfare rates are higher, and it says that they're higher, but what's their source? You can't even click on it. They just say ACS. What is the ACS?
Census microdata.
Okay, but they don't even source the census microdata.
Data.census.gov 2010 2014.
Public use census microdata 1990 to 2010, but it doesn't tell us what aspects of the data it uses.
So we could, I guess we would go to data.census.gov.
Data.census.gov. Yeah, but like you understand that you'd have to go through all of the data in order to be able to see. I guess that's just something that we'd have to clarify and be able to check, because they haven't even linked where exactly the data is. That's why it's important that when you source the data, link the data that it represents. So like if you have census data, you can link towards the census data, or at least give the keys for the specific stuff within the census. Because the census will have certain type of keywords for what the data is representing. They say they put like certain categories, but they clearly are just like throwing numbers out. And none of their sources link to anything. Let's just look it up in general. Did you look it up in general? Somali immigrants.
Yeah, I mean.
Use of welfare. Okay. Well, let's give it a second. Let's take a look. There's really... Let's see. I have a source right here. I'm taking a look at it. Give me one quick second. Well, comparison 21% of
I'm seeing more sources like the Heritage Foundation. I'm not sure if these are biased or unbiased.
Heritage
but...
Foundation is a far right-wing think tank that came up with Project 2025, and a huge percentage of them are on the Trump administration.
Okay,
Vance was a co-author.
New York Post.
That's also right.
Oh my
wow,
god!
Dude, I'm sorry, but like you're picking all like the far right sources. Like,
dude, it's the only ones that's coming up.
I know. I know.
Right? Like, but can you find a neutral source saying otherwise?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay.
Would you like to bring up anything in the meantime while I do?
I would just say that people shouldn't follow Trump blindly, like the last girl. But also, yeah, I think immigration wise, we got to go with Trump.
Okay, so but why?
I would say social division.
Social division.
Yes.
So, do you think Trump causes more social division?
That's tough. He uses very divisive rhetoric. But I think I'm not sure. I do think Kamal would have caused more division.
How so?
Right, like we was talking about with the like just overall increasing immigration by so much, like having those amnesty programs come back. Uh, I think we would be more divided. Of course, like further
So again,
restrictions
Kamala
on
Harris never had a
taking
specific
them.
amnesty program, and also that wouldn't cause division. Do you think calling for the execution of your political opponents causes more division?
Did they commit treason?
How did they commit treason?
I mean, did they?
No. What treason did they commit? All they said was to specifically, what's it called? Not follow unlawful orders, if you're ever given any.
Right. I'm not informed about that. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Okay. So, is there
Did
like
you find a neutral? Did you find a source?
No, I'm not really seeing anything really on it right now. I'm still trying to find things, but I'm not really seeing much. It's only specifically like far right wingers are making claims about it. So it's probably there's gonna be stuff coming out about it, but there hasn't been claims about it because no one's brought it up until like the right wingers made some sort of propaganda campaign about it. But I can look into it and further. But yeah, yeah, you were saying that Kamala Harris would cause more division when, objectively speaking, Donald Trump does to a greater extent when he called for the execution of some Democrats because they said to follow the law and to not follow unlawful orders.
And I don't think that caused social division. I'm gonna be honest. Maybe in the government, but I don't think a lot of people. I mean, I think the ICE thing stuff causes more division than that. To be honest with you, I don't think the average American cares about that.
Wait, repeat that one more time.
I don't think anybody really cares about that. I think they're far more focused on the like ICE, and let me think of something else. Maybe the fact he's held liable for rape.
I mean, those are important things.
Yeah,
I'm not
I'm just
disputing
saying. I
there.
think those. Yeah, I understand that.
But
I'm
like
just saying. I think those
that also
create
causes
more
more
division.
division. But calling for the execution of your political opponents is like one of the things that you can point to that is like divisive in of itself, and it should get you to realize that you are on the wrong side if you cared about division in this country.
What was the argument for it being treason?
There is no
I'm sure you
argument.
know, right?
There's
There's
literally
an
no.
argument.
There's literally no argument.
I've heard people argue it. Like I just can't. I'm not
Yeah,
informed
I've
on
heard
it, but
people
I
argue it, but they don't actually provide an argument. They just say that they think
just
it's justified. Or
okay.
they might
I'm gonna have
try to make up things and lie. Like they'll try to say, "Oh, they were trying to like get people to not follow lawful orders." Well, they specified not like a situation where it's not lawful, right? And they didn't specify which unlawful order. Or people will be like, "Oh, what's the specific unlawful order? I just don't take what they're saying that seriously." But like things like that. That's all I hear.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, okay, yeah, okay. But also though, like the would-be vice president Tim Walz has used very divisive rhetoric too.
What divisive rhetoric?
He pretty much called us Nazis. I don't know. And he said
Are you
he
saying
basically
they're acting like a Gestapo?
no he said they are the Gestapo. Like he said they
Okay.
are, and he
I mean,
basically
they're
made it seem
they're
like
acting
Americans
like
would
secret
be-
police. They literally are.
Yeah, so like what I'm saying is like he's making the average American fear for their own life. When
That's
I don't
not-
think that's really.
That's,
I
he didn't say
absolutely
anything
think-
false there. It's not even divisive rhetoric. That's just true. Trump called for the execution of some Democrats, and you're like, yeah, who cares?
I mean, I haven't heard a lot about that. I'm gonna be honest with you, but I've heard a lot more about other things that Donald Trump has done.
Okay, but that's incredibly divisive for him to do, right? Do you agree that, given that he's done this, you wouldn't support him?
Oh yeah, Yeah, like I
You
just
wouldn't
think
support him
also
if he's done this?
wouldn't support. Repeat that.
If Trump has done this, would you still vote for him?
Called for the execution of. I mean, I'd give him my vote over Harris.
So
I mean,
you don't
I
care
don't want
about
to say
division.
I'm a Trump supporter. I'm sorry. I'm not.
You're what?
I'm not a Trump supporter, but I would vote for him over Harris is what I'm trying to say. But also though, like, I think that the far right would cause so much more division in the country than the far left.
Okay,
And
so then why do you
Harris's
support the right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't support that right? I don't support that.
You do.
But I think that I don't support those people. I don't support those specific people. I support some ideologies in the right wing, but I wouldn't say I support extreme groups. But the point that I'm trying to make, though, is that, like, with the immigration and mass amnesty, I could see how this could cause far right groups to form our country, just like they have in Europe.
Dude,
and then
I'm sorry. I don't know why you keep
we have
bringing up
far
this
more division.
amnesty thing when they don't even support amnesty. That's my position, and this is not entailed by the amnesty position.
She didn't support mass amnesty for like
Nope.
farmers. You sure about that? She didn't support amnesty for certain groups like farmers and among other groups.
Would you like to provide me a single source? Because I would absolutely be
Yeah.
happy that she did. All right, give him a second to find that information. If you're on YouTube, again, hit that thumbs up. If you're on TikTok, tap that screen. It'll help get it out to more people, as always. Only send a guest request. Again, if you meet that criteria listed in the TikTok screen, we're just looking for some debates. Keone, thank you so much for the $25 for Trump said people with dyslexia are stupid. Yeah, that was fucking ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. It was absurd. Funny name as well. Thank you for the $5. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, it's really brutal. It's really brutal. MTK, thank you so much for the $2. Thank you. What about the mass amnesty for the January 6ers? Yeah. Demon as well. Thank you for the $5. 5 pounds. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. As well as Demon, thank you for the 5 pounds as well. As well as thank you very much to. Actually, I think I'm fully caught up there. Glampar, I think for the $20 as well. Thank you. For MAGA, all we want is you, dense MF, to have healthcare, education, and a habitable planet. And y'all fight us every step of the way because you think oppressing immigrants and trans people will somehow make your lives better. Seriously, though. Seriously, though. Like, we're advocating to make their lives better, even. It's crazy. It's crazy. Alrighty, well, we're gonna... Someone said, be original, you're not Dean. Well, dude, what? Are you serious? Okay, those are the trolls. Those are the trolls in my comment section. Okay, never mind. It's the same trolls. Okay. Who am I kidding, bro? Let's go to the next to another person to help him out. What's up?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I can't find anything about Kamala. I just see Trump, his no amnesty for farmers. That's all I see. Is like I can't find anything about Kamala.
Okay. Okay, Kamala.
Just came up here to tell you to be original. I think that.
Yeah, dude.
This is you're not me, buddy. You're not me, buddy. Calm down, kid. You're not me, buddy. You're original, kid.
Yeah, dude. Actually, if you go to Gemini and you look up what is Parker Get a Job's real name, it does say that I'm Dean Withers. So I think I am, buddy.
Parker, you don't bench 255.
What'd you say?
Dean doesn't either, though. You guys don't bench 255.
I bench 355.
You do not bench 255, Dean.
Yeah, actually I do, buddy.
No, actually you don't.
I bench 355. Do you see these
155 pounds to do
muscles,
that.
bro? Do you see these muscles?
Okay.
I bench 355, bro. What are you talking about?
It's okay.
And Dean,
It's okay.
and Dean,
if
I
you
saw,
don't, then it's okay.
I saw a video and you looked really skinny in it, so there's no way you're benching 225. Okay.
Yeah, super skinny. I know.
See, dude,
Okay.
I'm going 355. Do you see this? Do you see these muscles? Woo!
But anyways, dude, I
355.
can't find that. And but I appreciate the combo. I'm gonna get off here.
Okay. All right. I mean, you should probably leave anyways. This live is only for people who could bench at least 255. So.
Dude, I literally got 285 last time I benched.
No,
but I'll weigh
I
200
saw
though,
a
so it
video
makes
of you. You're
sense.
way too
I'll
skinny.
weigh 200.
I'm
so it
sorry.
makes
I'm
sense.
sorry. I saw a video of that. You're way too skinny to bench 285.
No, you did not, because there's no videos of me.
Yep. No, I
Ever.
saw it. I saw it.
No.
Yeah, I did.
No.
Yep, I did.
Saw the video
No.
too.
Yep.
I think I saw it too.
Yep. Way too skinny. Way too skinny. No 285.
Bro, the skinniest person you've ever seen. Actually, I've never seen someone so skinny.
Dean,
Actually,
I have a question.
I actually don't think we should have skinny. We should have skinny presidents. Everybody, no skinny presidents anymore. Get rid of them. President Big Mac only. Okay.
Was that Jeff Teague, Dean Withers, that was like that like a few months ago that just started like bitching you out on your stream? Was that actually Jeff Teague?
No, it sounded like him though.
No, like I swear, I thought that was him.
He addressed it on a podcast. He said
Yeah.
he said it wasn't him.
Isn't that crazy that Jeff Teague unironically addressed that on a podcast? Like, that's a
the
crazy thing to
funniest
do.
thing.
Alrighty, is there anything else you want to bring up real quick? Actually, is there anything Trump could do that would get you to stop supporting him?
I don't even want to say I support him, dude. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'll vote him over Kamal.
Okay, so you do still support him. So, is there anything he could do that would
What
get
do
you
you
to say
call
that you'd vote
support,
for? Is there anything that he could do that would get you to say that you'd vote for Kamala Harris over Donald Trump?
Probably go to war with Iran. Oh, you're so cute.
Sir, we're currently at war with Iran because of Trump.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. He's had a terrible second term.
That was brutal. That was brutal. Momo, what is up with you literally attacking Dean yesterday? What is up with you attacking Dean yesterday, Momo? What the hell?
I know, bro. In the middle of the push-up competition too. She did it the first time as well. She just straight up attacked me.
Literally, that was the funniest thing ever, dude.
I don't
That
know.
was so
She's
funny.
a pretty playful kitty. Oh no! Like, see, look at that. And all of a sudden, she's attacking me again.
Literally. That's so funny. Alrighty. Let's go with the next person. Everybody, if you're on YouTube, hit that thumbs up. If you're on TikTok, tap that screen. It helps get it out to more people, as always. For the people on YouTube, hit that fucking thumbs up, everybody. Let's get this next person up here. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Okay. Let's go to the next individual. Only do send a guest request if you meet that criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates. Alrighty, let's go to the next individual. Please only send a guest request, again, if you meet that criteria listed on the TikTok screen. Again, everyone, we are just looking for some debates. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Alrighty. How long was it taking you yesterday to get some debates, man?
Much longer than typical. I could tell maybe you're dealing with a similar issue.
Yeah,
there.
I think I am dealing with a similar issue. Alrighty, let's go on to the next individual here real quick, everybody. Only do send a guest request if you meet that criteria on the TikTok screen. I do think MAGA is terrified to debate. At least on TikTok. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
18.
Do you support Trump?
I do.
If the election was held today, Harris versus Trump, who would you rather vote for?
Donald Trump.
What's your birth year?
5107.
Okay, and why do you support Trump?
Well, I had one question for you first, if you let me.
Is it related to the topic?
No.
Then just ask me. Tell me why you support Trump.
Can I do the first topic first?
If it's not related to the live, I don't know why you'd ask me the question.
I mean, I don't have to. I was curious what you thought of Gerald the dolphin.
Thought of what?
Gerald the dolphin, if it was real.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
You never heard of him?
Nope.
It was like a week ago, and this man like went underwater with dolphins, and they made him build a city.
Are you talking about Minecraft?
No, this is real life.
Okay. So
Yeah.
why do you support Trump?
Okay. Well, um, if I had to choose between Kamala and Trump, I would choose Trump.
Kamala? Okay, why so?
I just feel like he's more experienced than Kamala.
Kamala? Why so? Like, what experience does he have?
Just like with money and stuff, like he was, he was a businessman, and
He
I
inherited
feel like,
$400 million from his dad.
yeah.
Yeah. Do you think you'd be a
But
billionaire if you inherited $400 million from your dad?
probably,
So, like,
yeah.
do you think it's that cool that he's I mean, he made most of his money from the presidency. Did you know that?
Well, I heard that he didn't accept any money from his presidency.
He did.
Oh my
According to his
goodness.
tax returns, he did.
Let me explain this to you. What he denied to accept was the $400,000 per year salary for the
He actually
presidency.
did take it, Dean. He actually did take it.
Wait, what? He took
Yeah,
it?
according to his
No
tax returns,
way.
he took it still. He just said he was not
What?
going to take it and then still took it.
What a fucking liar.
I mean, do you have like a source to prove that he accepted the salary?
Yeah, his tax returns.
I mean, like the actual salary that like was provided to him, and he didn't want to accept it.
I got you.
He wanted to try to better the country. I mean, I don't agree with everything to do with Trump, but just the way his policies, I just agree with. Not as a person, I don't think he's a great person, but just the way he runs things, I just feel like he's doing more of what he said he would do than Kamala.
Kamala. So in 2020, there was no charitable donations at all. So he straight up took his salary because he's legally obligated to take it, and he did no charitable donations.
That's crazy that they're legally obligated.
And by the way, despite the $400,000 salary, Trump paid $750 in 2016, 2017, and $0 in 2020.
For what? For taxes?
Yeah, he paid $0 in taxes while simultaneously
how?
taking a $400,000 salary. He claimed business losses.
Oh my god.
Hey, you remember? I was seeing this somewhere. He was like like negative $900 million or something like that. And
Yeah,
if
you mean like prior to the
Yeah.
2000s?
Yeah, prior to that.
I
And
don't
then-
know how legitimate those things are, and I mean he already had
Yes.
like investment properties from his father.
Yeah, but he would have had to come up from that. And is that where you're thinking he inherited the 400 million?
I'd have to look back at what year he inherited it. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking about there. Like, as far as being a businessman, being that broke, and then coming back from that is just pretty impressive. To now have like $7 billion, but
Okay. So I mean, I guess like you think that because he's a good business person, that means that he's ready to be president?
I mean, what I've seen so far, I mean, he's done a pretty good job. I mean, he's not the greatest ever, not the greatest president ever, but I mean, he's definitely not the worst. So, I mean, we are still here living in a free country. So.
You said
Actually,
go ahead.
the freedom of expression index is at its lowest point in over 50 years. Fun fact, under Trump in a second term, because of his censorship of media companies' threats to the press, saying that they need to report positively of him or also get their licenses revoked. His attacks on the Constitution, the exploitation of immigrant speech through denial of their immigration applications, and many other things. The country is really not too free today, in comparison maybe where it was at under Obama.
I couldn't really hear. My internet's
Marlo,
pretty
you there?
bad. I'm not gonna lie. What'd you say? Yeah, my internet's like horrible.
Okay. So the point that we're making is that Trump has horrible policy, horrible character, no good qualifications. Al, I think that if you're going to take business to be like a qualifier for president of the United States, do you think Mark Cuban is more qualified than Trump?
Yeah.
So then, would you prefer Mark Cuban to Trump for president? Think they're cutting out again. Dean, would you be ready to hop on right now?
No, I
Or
got
no?
locked out of my house. I got locked out of my house. Yeah,
Really?
so I got back in now, but it just kind of like set me back another hour.
I got you, bro. Well, that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Well, they just left, by the way, so we'll go on to the next person. So I'll probably just go to my normal time, because otherwise I was like, you could just go right now and I could go after, but...
Yeah, you're good. I just do this stupid thing, and this has happened to me like 2 times before, where I'll drop my car off to get work done on it. Like today I'm getting a transmission filter replaced, and then I'll leave my garage door opener in the car, and that's the way I get in and out of the house, not with like a key or anything.
Oh my gosh, this guy, bro. I'm so sorry. That's horrible.
Well, I'm very grateful for the great service of my grandpa, who ran me back down to get the garage door opener.
Well, that's great. That's great. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Let's go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria. List on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates, everybody. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Let's go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates, everybody. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria listed on the TikTok screen. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 32.
And do you support Trump?
Oh, yeah, MAGA all the way.
And do you live in the U.S.?
Currently, I don't, but I'm a dual citizen. And, Canada's going to be the 51st state soon under President Trump. It's going to be a great thing.
So you can vote in U.S. elections?
Yeah, I didn't vote in the last one, unfortunately. I just had a lot going on with my life. I'm kind of stuck up here because of my mother. It's a long story.
Okay, so you want Trump to annex your country?
Oh, well, yeah, of course. Come on, Canada. It's bad. It's a left-wing cesspool up here.
That sounds great. That sounds amazing. They have
Shout out to Canada.
Terrible guys. You don't even know.
Okay, so tell me, what's better about the U.S.?
Well, you guys
is it the bankruptcies relating to the lack of ability to pay for medical payments?
Well, you're not going broke like Canada is. You guys there's a solid economy.
We're not going broke. What's the level of debt in Canada?
When you factor in federal, municipal, provincial debt, personal debt, it's the highest in the G7. It's 377%. Just looking at the federal debt doesn't tell the full picture.
Okay, so you said that they have the highest debt to GDP ratio. Can you give me a single source indicating that?
Well, I think you should provide sources for your claims.
You're the
too.
one who
There's
made
a
the
little
claim.
lot-
You just made the claim that it was 370%. I'm waiting. What's the source?
Well, I'm just gonna say you failed to provide a source. That last gentleman that was up here a little while ago on your claims. So if you asked for sources, you should provide them on your stuff as well.
So by the way, I will provide sources if you ask for them, right? I don't see what source you're providing though. Would you like to provide the source?
Well, I'll look it up right now and get you the source on it. But you failed to provide a source. He asked you twice to provide a source on something, and you couldn't find
On
one.
what did I not provide a source on?
It was the second last guest that was up here. He asked you for a source, and he asked you twice, and you failed to provide
For what
it.
though?
I forget what the exact issue was, but you couldn't find one.
Yeah, so by the way, he was asking if I had any source relating to specifically Somali Americans receiving welfare, which I said that there was specifically nothing really on it because he said he couldn't really find anything other than the right-wing narrative. Not that I was specifically making a claim about the proportionality, and then he was asking me for a source on that. You're misunderstanding the conversation.
Well, still, you failed to provide a source.
Well, I didn't make a claim.
So the Fraser Institute in Canada, when you factor in federal, provincial, municipal, and personal debt, is 377% of GDP. The reason Canada looks.
Where is most of that debt coming from proportionally?
What do you mean by that?
Is it mostly due to the federal government? Is it mostly due to households? Is it mostly due to corporations? What is it mostly due
So
to?
in Canada, the funding is different structure than the United States. So when it comes to things like healthcare, education, everything like that, there's very little federal funding for it. So it just looks like Canada's better off debt-wise than it actually is.
Okay. Well, you could say that you think that the debt is bad off, but that's mainly for corporations, not for like the governmental entities.
Well, I mean, it's mostly municipal and provincial debt and federal debt when you factor it in.
No. It's not. It's mostly corporate if you're factoring in the 377%. That if you're referencing specifically broader numbers in terms of municipal and or not, sorry, I can't speak. Providential and federal. It's pretty similar to the U.S.
Can I make a point real quick?
Go ahead.
But he's saying he wants America to annex Canada to lower their debt, but Donald Trump is the largest spender and adder, quote unquote, to the American debt in modern American history. So it seems like even if your claim was right here that the Canadian left was bad for the debt, well, this doesn't mean that you should advocate for American annexation because seemingly the American left is good for the debt, and you're an advocate for the American right.
Well, the moves Trump's making is going to set up an American century, taking Venezuela, great move. Now control of oil supplies, securing Greenland against Russia and China, amazing. He's setting up the world for an American century. You guys just aren't seeing it.
Yeah, so I think he's destroying our relationships with our allies. I think he's making us look weaker on the world stage. He's not making the economy better off. He's made it worse off. We had the worst year of job growth in the past 4 years. We had a lower real GDP growth in 2025 as compared to 2024. Lower real median wage growth in 2025 as compared to 2024. We had worse levels of real domestic manufacturing investment every single quarter of Trump's administration. So can you name me one aspect of the economy that's got better off since Trump got in office?
So manufacturing output is up, although the investment's down, the output is up, and then that's going to lead to higher numbers overall. There's just a little bit of a delay.
So you're saying the output is up with stuff that was built under Biden's admin? Because the investment didn't come from Trump's admin, it came from Biden's admin. Because there was a massive increase in Biden's in the domestic manufacturing investment under Biden. There's been declines every single quarter of Trump's administration. So even if there has been an increase in the level of overall output, that doesn't mean it was increasing at the same level. And it also doesn't mean it was specifically because of Trump's policies.
Well, you look at Biden's manufacturing output, it consistently went down every quarter throughout his presidency. Trump came in and then it started going up. Look up the manufacturing output numbers.
On what source?
Well, I'll find you a source, but it's something you can, Google pretty easily.
Okay. But I'm just asking what you were looking at.
All right, let me pull it up here. Trending economics, U.S. manufacturing production.
Okay.
And then you can look at the chart from when Biden was president. It consistently goes down quarter over quarter. And then Trump becomes president, starts going up right away.
You actually see growth under Biden's admin, and then there's a bit
very
of decline, and then Trump gets in office, and there's, I guess you could say, slight growth. I mean, there's not much of a difference. I mean, that's a claim.
No, there's a huge difference.
No, not really.
Yeah,
but even so, what did Trump do to cause this?
Well, businesses are more confident under Trump. They're ready to start producing again, and
why is investment lower?
You don't necessarily need investment to get it going. The factories are starting up. Investment isn't everything.
Investment is what drives production.
There's other factors behind it.
Tell me, what are the other factors?
Well, manufacturers have to have confidence to start producing. They're not going to produce things if they're not confident. The tariffs are also having a good impact on that, bringing the numbers back.
That's why we've seen a reduction in the level of investment.
Do you know how many auto plants Canada is losing to the United States right now?
Do you see any increase in the level of investment to account for that?
Investment isn't everything, as I stated. You see it in the output
Investment
numbers.
drives the increase in output. You can't have an increase in output without an increase in investment.
Well, then how is the output going up and the investment hasn't gone up?
Well, because of the fact that there would have been things that came from prior building under the Biden administration in terms of investment that would then be carrying over in terms of an increase in output now. If there was a manufacturing investment increase under the Biden administration, right, the output can be being produced right now due to the factories that were invested in and produced under the Biden admin.
So if you're just restarting factories that have been kind of put on hold because there wasn't demand for it, you don't need as many investments to get it started up.
Yeah, but that wouldn't be creating any more new manufacturing.
Yes, it does, because if
No,
you
it's
restart
not. It's just
mothballed
utilizing manufacturing that already existing. If you're saying that Trump specifically did that, through what policy? Through what initiative?
Well, through the tariffs, they're working. You guys are gutting the Canadian manufacturing
The tariffs
sector.
didn't bring back manufacturing production.
They have. That's why the output numbers are going up.
No, otherwise we would have seen an increase in investment. The argument for why tariffs would be effective from the people who are arguing that tariffs are effective is saying that it will lead to an increase in investment, which will then carry over an increase in production.
No.
Otherwise,
Because if
you do not know how tariffs work. How could a tariff increase the level of production without increasing the level of investment?
Because if you're reopening,
what are you talking about, dude? You have no clue what you're saying.
Because if
You think manufacturing production increased without the investment increasing due to tariffs? Like, what are you talking about?
Let me explain. Because if you are increasing the capacity to 100%, or you're reopening mothballed factories, it doesn't take a large investment to do that.
So why couldn't they reopen those factories under Biden? Right? It didn't make that makes no sense. And also,
Because
if you
there
look at
wasn't
industrial
demand to do it.
production, wait, hold up. If you look at industrial production, it was literally just as high under the Biden admin.
No, there were many quarters where it was going down.
Okay, but there were also
Like,
quarters under Trump's admin where it's gone down.
Wait, I
It's
also
not-
want to I want to call out here that you just said that more production means more open factories, and that's not necessarily true. So what we see is actually last year the most manufacturing bankruptcies since 2008. So how do we kind of consolidate these seemingly contradictory facts of terrible jobs report and most manufacturing bankruptcies with an increase in output? Well, since the early 2000s, we've actually seen a negative relationship between jobs and output for whatever reason. And the leading hypotheses that exist surround the survivor effect, where the firms in which remain grow larger in size and then become more efficient with technology, which then leads to higher output, but it doesn't necessarily mean a healthier market for the laborers, and indicates signals of long-term issues like growing monopolies. So I won't sit here and say that it's a bad thing that production is going up, but I definitely say that it's kind of like a wary thing that production is going up when bankruptcies are going up and jobs are going down.
Well, it's also increase in automation. Most modern factories are heavily automated. They don't require as much jobs, but in terms of GDP, it still helps the overall economy because it's not money leaving paying for products from other countries.
Well, clearly an increase in production would theoretically have an upward pressure on GDP growth, but still yet in consideration of all variables in the market last year, GDP growth was 1% down from what it was in 2024.
Well, the world economy in general isn't doing well, but overall the U.S. economy is doing better than many other G7 countries when it comes to GDP growth and economic, output.
But worse than what we were under Biden's admin.
Yeah, and also I don't really trust that claim that we're doing better, right? Was there any other country in the G7 that had negative GDP growth in Q1 of 2025? Because the U.S. sure did.
Well, Canada in Q4 had negative GDP growth. Q2 as well. It had a slight uptick in Q3, but overall Canada grew, but it's starting to enter a recession. And when you look at Biden's
What is a
numbers,
recession? Can you tell me what a recession is?
So the technical version of recession, I believe, is 2 or 3 quarters of negative GDP growth. But there's realities to what it actually looks like on the ground.
There's also going to be a negative impact in terms of unemployment. Economists have been revising that definition, so you got most of it right.
Well, Canada also has a lot of employment problems right now. It's 15% youth unemployment rate, and overall
Our
unemployment rate
unemployment's practically the same. So if you want to look at Canada's level of job growth, are you saying it's worse off than the United States?
100%.
Okay. How do you know?
Is that wait? Is that evaluation being made in consideration of population size?
Yes, just overall.
So you think that like Canada, like they have what, like 40 million people? We have like what, 370 million people? So like like approximately they're a tenth of our population. So you think that they added like what, like 20,000 jobs to the economy last year in Canada? Because I think last year in America we added 177,000.
Well, I don't know what the jobs report in February from the U.S. I haven't seen statistics on that. But
$92,000 decrease. Not
Yeah.
dollar, a job decrease.
Yeah, but I'm talking about 2025. So in order for you to be right that there was worse job growth in Canada, they'd have to like add like around or less than 20,000 jobs.
Haven't the job numbers grown quite a bit in the U.S.? I believe I've seen a lot of jobs were created in 2025.
No, worst jobs report on record since '03, ignoring recessions.
Yeah, that's what I just explained to him. I can literally. Do you want me to show you?
Yeah, 177,000 jobs. I'm gonna go look at the Canadian jobs report from 2025.
For sure, for sure.
Well, was a difficult year for hiring with total job gains 584,000. That's a gain, pretty good gain.
Is that in America or Canada?
That's in the United States, I believe, if I'm reading this report.
I think when you account for job losses, there was a total net jobs added of 177,000.
Yeah, I'm showing him job growth right now. Give me one sec. Put it on the screen.
Your inflation has also been brought under control by Trump.
Hold up.
Also not true. Prices for manufacturers rose 3.4% in February alone. Literally the worst of the worst.
So do you see this on the screen real quick? And by the way, this is before we saw 92,000 jobs lost in February. So that's another thing to take into consideration. Look at the level of job growth.
Canada had 84,000 jobs lost in February. It's just a bad month economically for most of the...
No, but do you see the level of job growth that we had under Biden's admin versus what we have now?
A lot of that, if you look at the chart, it starts out heavy. That was kind of the economy coming back online from COVID. And then it starts to taper off, as you can see. 2024
But do you see the level of job growth is still significantly higher under 2023 even?
I can see that. I'll concede
And
that
even
to you. But
2024.
you got to look at the factors on it. 2024 is trending down. That doesn't look like a very good year. 2021, 2022.
But it's still significantly better than what you see right now.
It was the economy coming back online from COVID, though.
No, not at that point. You're being ridiculous, dude. The max you could say that is from is to the 2022. Like, you see this point right here? This level right here is where you could say, yeah, this is at when things were coming back from COVID, basically till there.
Yeah,
okay?
so those
you can't
were
say there's anything more than that. Like, here is all what it just normally was prior. This is all way bigger job growth than right now. This is when Trump gets in office, right here. You see, this is significantly lower.
And look at the most recent month. That's starting to trend up right now.
Dude, you just told us that there was 92,000 jobs. We just told you that. This is not taking into consideration that the February. And also, that's not even taking into consideration March, which this will be even worse because of the fact that there's been increase in oil prices.
Well, it's short-term pain for long-term gain, guys. I mean,
You got the same talking point that Fox News, Newsmax, and all the rest of them got. Yeah. So you say short-term pain for long-term gain. No evidence that there's going to be long-term gain at all. This is likely to be more costly than practically any conflict we've had in the modern era. We're going to spend trillions of dollars on this instead of putting that into our infrastructure in terms of our healthcare policy, our childcare policy, and basic things that people need.
Well, it's war is good for business in other ways. Not that I'm pro-war, but there are larger implications to this that once it pays off, you're going to see the rewards.
Which ones? What benefits?
Well, once Venezuelan oil starts pumping, we're going to start refining it and start
Oh,
selling
so you're gonna
it.
steal Venezuelan oil to a greater extent.
Well, it's more of a partnership, I'd say Trump has set up with them.
You mean a forceful partnership? That's not a partnership.
Yeah. The partnership that the VP that we installed as president said that she didn't want, and which we then responded by saying, okay, well, if you refuse to do what we want, then we're just gonna bomb you again, and we'll probably kill you, right? That quote unquote partnership. Right, if you're gonna try to make an economic argument out of this, you might as well be honest about what's driving the perceived economic outcomes.
Well, it's also from all this, America is a net exporter of energy, so arguably America will profit off of all this economically in the long term compared to
that might change. That might change because that will probably cause to a greater extent, and also that will make it, consumers have to pay significantly more. So although businesses might profit off of this, will the average person profit off of this? No, they're losing money. Because the fact that when those corporations in the United States here send their oil across to other countries because there's better profits in other countries because of higher costs, well, then that means that we have less supply here and costs go up here.
Well,
that's why you've seen gas go up by over $1 in the last fucking week or last 2 weeks.
Well, if you're financially savvy, you're investing in these energy markets.
If you're financially savvy, dude, and you just invest in the people who are ripping off people around the entire world, bro, you'll make money, man. Why didn't you say that under Biden's admin?
Because he wasn't good for the markets. Look at the markets under
But
Trump.
the oil was so expensive, bro, and the U.S. is a net energy exporter, bro. So we made a bunch of money off of that, dude.
Well, not yet, but we're going to see a lot of jobs.
Yeah, we did. Under the Biden admin, we made so much money off of the increase in the gas prices, bro.
I don't think you fully understand.
Can we just be realistic for a second? Just be financially savvy and invest in the market shit only ends up giving realistic returns that could legitimately impact one's quality of life for higher net worth investors. Okay, when you just throw away $50 a month, as the average American can't even do right now, but let's just assume they could, into an investment in the market. But even if that just runs a 7 to 10% average annual rate of return, okay, they're not getting rich. Okay, that's kind of just cope, right? The average American could only really get rich off of investments if it's a long-term retirement account, or they make a really lucky call in some super volatile market, right? But off of these everyday investments with an average 7% rate of return, there's really no short-term wealth that can be created.
Well, I mean, if you were playing the oil markets, you just made a lot of money right now.
So once again, you're saying if you're playing the oil market, so you're talking about volatile day trading, right?
Well, it's not just that. It's not volatile at this point. If you've seen these maneuvers coming, you would have invested. And when it comes to the oil markets, the increase...
Okay, what's the rate of return over the course of the last 6 months that a premium investor could have yielded?
Well, with the higher oil prices, it's going to lead to expanded refineries. They're already opening a huge one in Texas, one of the biggest in the world, I believe, is going to be put into place. That's going to put upward pressure on wages, which is going to lead to more higher quality jobs for Americans, and that's good for the American worker.
You didn't answer my question.
So what was the question?
You're saying that, the average American that's going to get fucked because they have to pay more for gas could just be financially savvy and invest in the market. Okay, for what rate of return? Tell me.
Well, have you not seen what oil's jumped? It's jumped 40%. If you've seen this coming, which I mean, the buildup was there. It was obvious there's going to be action taken in Iran. I put a couple thousand in the oil markets. I made a little bit of money on this one.
Okay, so you're saying 40%. First and foremost, okay, acting as if the average American could go out there and make an investment for a 40% rate of return is fucking crazy, okay, because that's unrealistic. But what I'll suggest is, even if that were to be true, once again, the average American might have $100 to throw in there. So they're walking away with what? $40? What the hell is that going to do for them when we have gas prices jumping 53 cents a gallon? When we have inflation rising 3.4% in February alone, when we have the price of healthcare for 45 million Americans on the ACA going up by 300% a month from $300 to $3,000, okay, it's not going to do jack shit. And I think that, we just need to get out of this, just create your own reality. Go make big bucks in crypto, bro, and you'll be fine. And let's actually address the problems that we have at hand here of politicians legislating from D.C. that don't have our best interests in hearts. What it means to be America first is to put the affordability of the average American first, okay? Not to put the profitability of American companies exporting their products into other countries with more profitability first, which then, as Parker pointed out, reduces the domestic supply. And I also think it's contradictory for you to act as if you're in support of maximizing the profitability of these companies to export their efforts overseas. Because in the same breath, you're arguing that we need to impose these tariffs to ensure that we're keeping our markets domestic for the affordability of the average American. It's very hypocritical.
So how many Americans have pension plans and 401ks? And are those not linked to the markets?
Many Americans have pension plans and 401ks. And pension plans and 401ks, hate to burst your bubble here, buddy, don't have an average rate of return of 40% a year.
Well, they're linked to the markets, so their average rate of return will be very high, and they'll be growing their retirement savings for all Americans.
Oh, well, yeah, and that's a fever dream. Sorry, buddy, don't know what to tell you. 401ks aren't going to ever average over like 7 to 10% a year.
Well, not average, but when oil's gone up 40%, and depending on the portion of the fund has invested in oil, it's going to see gains.
Wait, you're unironically running the Trump argument. What is a relevant distinction between you saying that the price of oil going up is a good thing because then we'll be able to invest in it and make money, and Donald Trump saying that the price of gas going up is a good thing because America will be able to invest in it and make money? There's no difference. You're just literally trying to convince us that the price of gas going up is good. Sorry, buddy. The average American cares so much more about keeping the price of their gas low, keeping the price of their energy low, keeping the price of all their goods low, because quite frankly, oil's involved in the transportation of your groceries, of your commodities, and just about every damn thing except for maybe services. But then even services are going to be impacted because now the plumber has to spend more money on buying the parts he needs to fix your toilet and more money on the gas to get to your house. Everything gets more expensive. That's what the average American cares a little bit more about compared to watching a YouTube video breakdown about what investments to make when to get a 40% rate of return in the oil markets on the New York Stock Exchange. And I think that you need to be able to recognize that.
So you talk like all Americans live in poverty. What's the median wage in the United States?
$47,000 a year.
I'm seeing 62,000 annually.
Are you looking at household?
Where are you guys getting that statistic?
Are you looking at household income?
I'm looking at the median average salary in the United States.
Look at median personal income.
Oh, yeah. So looking at median average salary, I think that it might be 62 because average salaries are a little bit higher than average wage workers. But when you count for salaried and wage workers, the average...
It would make sense to say median and average. The median personal income is $51,000 in 2024.
Sorry, I didn't mean to say median average. I was just going to say that salary workers are paid a little bit more on average compared to wage workers. So we have to account for both salary and wage workers.
Yeah, it's 45,000.
So where do you get that statistic from?
Versus 2050. That's from the St. Louis Federal Reserve, and it's from the Census Bureau.
So what's the relationship between the markets, the economy, and the industry?
You said what? Say that one more time.
What are the relationships between the markets, the economy, and industry?
That's a very broad question.
Well, you guys are assuming they're all the same thing. You can hurt your market to help the economy. So when you're doing something like raising gas prices, yes, it hurts the market in the short term, but in the long term, it's going to provide a lot of benefits all around. Like
what? Specify what benefits.
Dude, on low-key, I don't think that we should try to convince this guy that he's wrong, because I want Republicans in the midterms to run on increasing gas prices. I would love for that. I don't even want to convince you that you're wrong, bro. I just want you to turn around and reach out to all the Republicans running for a seat in Congress and tell them Thank you so much for
For
increasing,
increasing my gas
Here are
prices.
the
Thank you.
benefits. Yeah, go tell the Republicans running for re-election the benefits of increasing the gas prices, please.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Republicans, for increasing the gas prices. I really appreciate it. I voted for Donald Trump because was going to increase the gas prices because he was going to take us to war. That's exactly the reason I voted for Donald Trump, right?
High gas prices hurt energy importers. When you're an energy exporter, it helps to grow the economy overall in the long term. Short-term pain for long-term gain.
Okay, so what are the gains?
The 401ks, pension plans, retirement
So we actually
savings.
have worse stock market growth in 2025 is what we had in 2024.
Wow, just wait till 2026 numbers come in.
Okay, so it's gonna come. We don't know when, and maybe it won't.
Well, it's coming. You can look at industrial output numbers, look at your jobs growth chart. It's already starting to trend up.
Okay, so you have no basis for saying anything here. I don't even know what the hell you're talking about. You're just saying maybe there'll be an effect. Let's just wait and see.
You're starting to see it materialize.
I know he's
already.
made basically everything worse off, but maybe sometime it'll get better.
Also, by the way, the reason why a lot of 401ks don't have heavy investment in oil is because of the rebalancing of the price of a barrel of oil that we saw from 2022 to 2025. After we stopped buying Russian oil and sanctioned the hell out of them, there's a massive shortage in the global supply. And then Biden turned around and incentivized the hell out of American producers to kick their ass into gear and to start making oil. They did. We became the world's leading producer of oil for like 7 months. They made a lot of money. And instead of stopping and slowing down because the global market was rebalanced to where it was before, they just kept it in a high gear to continue to maximize their profit. And then they equalized the average price of a barrel of oil from like $70 to $85 to like $55 to $65, which then, clearly cost a little bit of a tank in the oil market because the price went down, right? And because of that, a lot of 401ks went away from heavy investments in oil because they were giving negative returns, for their clients. So that's why many Americans right now are not seeing really any increase, but rather only decreases in their 401ks, even though the price of oil is going up, because many 401ks aren't relying on investments in the oil market because of what we've seen over the course of the last 3 years.
I want to touch on your stock market point. Where are you getting those statistics from? Because I just looked it up. The S&P gained about 17% in 2025. The Dow Jones gained 15%. The S&P.
Oh, I specifically said like the oil market, not like aggregate index funds.
I'm kind of responding to Parker's point, but when it comes to yours,
So he's not even addressing your point. And also, by the way, you can look at the S&P growth index. You're not even making a comparison. Are you going to respond to Dean's point?
Well, just pertinent managers would have seen what was coming. They're managing 401ks and pension plans, and they would have shifted investment, or they should have, given what was happening geopolitically and everything that was going on.
Yeah, hindsight's 2020, right? You know, I wish I would have made an investment in the oil market like 6 months ago, right? But I don't think that everybody believed with confidence that Donald Trump was going to cause Iran to shut down the Strait of Hormuz.
Well, if you were following the situation, you would have, seen that coming.
Well, I mean, there was I do follow the situation. There was 48 hours back when he bombed their uranium enrichment sites where there was an expectation of it being shut down. But then instead of them shutting down the strait, they just made quote unquote retaliatory strikes against one of our military bases in Qatar and then called it a day, claimed victory. We claimed victory, moved on, right?
Well, the 12-day war, there's going to be a continuation of it if you're following the situation. Then when you start building up in the Persian Gulf, the carrier groups moving troops around, it was quite clear what was going to happen. It was a matter of time.
Well, we saw a buildup of resources in the Persian Gulf in the last, month, right? So that's true, okay? But this certainly doesn't indicate to the average American that they need to turn around and dump all their money into oil to avoid having a total aggregate lower purchasing power because of a spike in gas prices.
Well, it's being financially savvy. I mean, more people need to be financially literate. I
Okay,
won't dispute on
okay,
that.
but you're really expecting a lot here. Like, you can't expect the average American to keep up with the breaking news every single day about what's going on in global geopolitical affairs, and then have the know-how to conclude that this indicates a high probability of an invasion of Iran, which in turn may lead to the Strait of Hormuz being shut down. Right? You're just completely like relying on the hindsight position here that it actually did happen, and therefore we could have known in advance. That's not what the average American does, dude. I'm not gonna lie. Like how many people in here, okay, even have a financial advisor, right? Let me know if you have a financial advisor down below in that chat, right? Like what you're gonna see is that very clearly, the vast majority of people are gonna be like, what the hell? I don't have a financial advisor. I just go to work every day. I work 45 hours. I get a bi-weekly paycheck. When I get that bi-weekly paycheck, I pay my bills. At the end of the month, I maybe have like 50 or 100 bucks left over. And then out of those people, maybe like 10% of them are even like super hyper aware of like global markets and make decisions with the $50 to $100 that they have left over at the end of the month. And that's the average American. And sure, I think that a lot of higher income earners definitely do have a financial advisor because they have the money to make those plays that'll generate them a healthy ROI in consideration to that advisor's fee or percentage cut, right? So ultimately what you're saying here is that we just are witnessing another reorganization of wealth from the middle class to higher income earners, because when the price of oil goes up, it very negatively impacts the average American, yet higher income earners are able to capitalize off of it. So I actually just think you're giving me more ammo to make an argument here that the Trump administration is truly guilty for the destruction, erosion, and erosion of the working class, right? For the betterment of higher income earners, regardless if it's through the tariffs, regardless if it's through spiking the price of oil, regardless if it's through making the price of healthcare go up for those on the ACA or cutting food stamps. Seemingly, like, we could rattle off many, many actions that Trump is engaged in here that have truly eroded the middle class and helped the rich and elite.
So, two things to your points. We don't live in the 1970s where you need a financial advisor. You can get a day trading app like Wealthsimple, like Borrowell. There's a variety of apps you can use to get involved in the market.
Can I actually tell them something real quick? So let me tell you the difference in 2024 as compared to 2025. In 2024, just taking the beginning of January to the beginning of January in 2025, right? We went from 29.57 to 41.59 on the S&P 500. Beginning of Trump's administration to now, right, is 42.81 to 46.73. What level of growth is higher? The first level of growth that I mentioned, or the second level of growth?
So where are these statistics from?
It's on Y charts from the S&P 500 growth.
Okay. And what was the rate of return during 2025?
I told you the number difference. I haven't calculated the difference in change. You can just visualize it by the level of numbers right now. 29.57 to 41.59. And then under Trump, it went from 42.81 to 46.73. There's definitely a lot more change in the first one than the second one, right?
So you need to look at more than just the S&P. But when it comes to S&P, the percentage is 23% in 2024 to 16% in 2025. So it is slightly higher. But when you look at how high the market is,
I definitely wait. I don't think you did that math correct.
I'm looking at a chart right now that breaks down by percentage. The second thing I want to respond to about the investing part is so you can
I don't
invest
know what
yourself.
you were looking at.
I just want to respond to the point about investing, and then I'll get back to that just so I don't lose my train of thought. But you don't no longer need a financial advisor to do it. And when it comes to the buildups, like we've seen military buildups many times in the last 10 years, and usually a buildup is signaling. And if you understand how to act on that, you would start investing in certain markets. Like we've seen a buildup on Venezuela. We've seen a buildup with Russia against Ukraine. Those were signals, and if you knew how to interpret those, you don't need an advisor to do that. You just need to have kind of basic knowledge about how the
Okay,
world
but like
economy.
you're just saying, oh, they're going to make this investment, they're going to do it great. I don't see any basis to say that. Now, if you compare the two, 4159 divided by 2957 is 1.406. Okay, 4673 divided by 4281 is 1.0915, which number is definitely a lot larger.
So are we looking at S&P right now? Are we still talking about that?
We're still talking about S&P. You said S&P. I responded specifically based upon S&P. S&P growth has been significantly better in 2024 as compared to 2025.
So I'm looking at a chart on macro charts here, macro trends, and it says the percent gain in 2025 was 16.39. 2024 was 23.31%. So it was higher, but you're confusing the markets and the economy.
What? You literally just brought up the markets and you tried to dispute my point by saying that I said the market growth has been lower since Trump got in office, which is a fact.
Right. You could just use his own point to dispute his point, buddy. You're confusing markets and the economy. Just because people could maximize profitability in the market doesn't mean that the economy is doing better for the average American.
Yeah, but you need to look at all the numbers as a whole.
All the numbers as a whole. You know, something else, another point that I'd like to make here is because you said, well, the average American knew all these complex geopolitical indicators of a potential invasion, which could then lead to the shutting down of the Strait of Hormuz and an increase in the price of oil. They would have been able to profit maximize with a 40% rate of return in less than 6 months. See, the issue here is that the average American doesn't know this. The average American doesn't have access to the information in order to make this adequate evaluation, nor the skill when once they have the information to make the evaluation, which significantly increases the level of risk associated with an investment. So because there is a significantly higher level of risk for the average American to invest in these markets because they don't understand what the data means.
If they did, it would then make it not profitable, by the way.
Yeah, that it is actually, right, a bad decision to make, else they were A, informed, and B, knew what to do with that information to make an educated investment. Right, so you continue to say the average American could do these things. Okay, well, the average American doesn't, and that is exactly why, still yet, I'm descriptively right in my claim that this is still yet a redistribution of wealth from the working class to the ruling elites.
So I don't think the average American is stupid. Do you? We live in the 21st century, the information age.
He's not claiming stupid. He's just saying that they're not specifically involved with this particular information to know this in order to be able to make this particular economic determination. And if they were, then it would make it not profitable. Because if everyone did that, no one would profit off of it. Because it would be saturated.
Are you guys invested in the markets?
Like my retirement.
Do you guys day trade at all? Do you have investments in oil, anything like that?
Nope.
I actually don't. I need to.
You guys probably should. The info is also on CNN every night. Any news station you're watching, they update everyone on the markets, the trend.
Bro, please don't like act as if it's like a smart thing for everybody to start day trading. Fuck no, dude.
I'm not saying necessarily day trading, but it is a smart idea to make your money work for you. Savings doesn't work any longer. You have to have it playing. You have to have it playing in the economy.
Did you know that the average American doesn't have savings?
I'd have to look up statistics on that, but definitely there needs to be more financial literacy. I encourage everyone to look more into this.
So do you want to expand access to education?
Well, you can self-educate yourself at this point.
So you don't want to expand access to education?
Who doesn't want to expand access to education?
You.
How are you making that assumption?
I mean, you support Trump, who actively wanted to abolish the Department of Education.
Not to mention when Parker asked you if you wanted to expand access to education, you just told people to go on YouTube.
Well, so you can... Well, for things like that,
you know what, Chad? I don't believe we should have K through 12 anymore because people can just look it up on YouTube.
All right, so because you're getting rid of the Department of Education doesn't mean
no, come on, wait, is that not your position?
Most G7 countries don't have a federalized Department of Education. Trump wanted to put in the state.
I want my society educated by YouTube. That's what I want. I want my society to be mainly educated by YouTube.
Not to mention the reason why many G7 countries don't have a federalized Department of Education is because like they're the size of like California, bro.
Well, most countries don't have federalized departments. It's handled by the provinces, the states, depending, like Canada, for example, it's handled by the provinces, as are most other countries around the world. The United States, one of the only countries in the world that has a federalized department of education.
Okay, but you understand that that's to ensure educational rights for students all across the entirety of the United States, right?
Well, you can do that with laws and framework that don't involve federal intervention in the overall structure.
That is, wait, laws and framework is federal intervention.
Yeah, that's exactly what
What are you talking about, dude?
The Department of Education in the United States.
Laws and framework is the Department of Education. What are you talking about?
Also, like, you understand the reason why, like, the Federal Department of Education was created in the first place was because of, like, our, like, incredibly perverse and racist history, right? And when we had to ensure that there's standardized access to education for all students, not just white students. And if we left it up to the state level, okay, we know our history here. That probably wouldn't have been the case in the South.
Well, you can pass civil rights laws which protect people's rights when it comes to those types of situations.
Yeah, but the Federal Department of Education just ensures that they're actually acting in accordance with the civil rights laws. Okay, that is one of the main reasons why the Federal Department of Education is important, because you have a non-biased entity with no personal investment or no direct involvement within the local setting of the local school district to ensure that they're acting in accordance with regulatory guidelines. I don't understand why a body to ensure that students aren't discriminated against in school in accordance with civil rights law is a bad thing. Right, not to mention that if we get rid of the Federal Department of Education, the taxes are going to go way up in poor red areas that are subsidized by the richer blue areas. And now all of a sudden, a disproportionate amount of low-income earners in those poor red areas are going to be paying even more in property taxes to account for what they're losing from the Federal Department of Education. Right? So once again, another attack on low-income Americans, just like your last attack on the working class and Trump's billion attacks on the working class. Every argument that you've made in the time you've been on this live has ultimately been in the better interest of wealth redistribution to the ruling elite.
I disagree on that. It's better outcomes. If you look at Canada, for example, Canada has the highest post-secondary educated population. I believe it's second in the OECD. You compare that to the United States, which has a federalized system. We're not doing well in education. Like, look at the United States and how it's doing on education. It has some of the worst metrics in the developed world. It's a failing system and needs to be revamped.
Okay, if you want it to be revamped and reformed, that's different than abolishing it.
It should be brought down to the state level because the states are better at educating
No, they're
their
not.
population.
No, they're definitely not.
You look at other areas, you guys like statistics, check out the education system in Canada and how the provinces handle it as opposed to being an overburdened federal system. The federal government provides.
Well, I have a question. Would you say that educational rights should have been left up to the states during the context of the integration of school systems in America?
So we're past that point. There won't.
I'm asking, at that time, what would you have advocated for?
You know what? At that time, you could argue it was needed. But we're past that point. We're past the 60s, 1960s, 1970s, and you look at other nations and what they do, and you can use that as an example.
I still do think certain states are going to discriminate based upon certain educational rights.
Well, you have
that's why it should be federally established, so that there isn't discrimination based upon those certain educational rights predicated based upon the states. I don't think children in Iowa should receive less education than children in other states because of the fact that they don't want to fund their education in Iowa.
Yeah, another thing is, if you think that we have bad educational outcomes in America, vote for Democrats, because for some fucking reason, we figured it out. All right, buddy? Top 10 most educated states in America. Blue, 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 blue. Okay? Top 10 least educated states in America. Red, 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 red. And want to make our educational outcomes better, vote for the Dems.
The overall numbers didn't get any better when Democrats were in government. Like, if you look at how the American electoral system has worked in the federal level, power has been passed back and forth, Democrats to Republican, consistently year over year.
Which might be a good argument to, if anything, expand the Federal Department of Education.
it's a failing system if you look at it and compare it to other nations. Extrapolate it. You guys like data. You guys like looking at all this kind of stuff. Take a look at education systems in other nations and how they function, how they operate before you make an argument like that.
Well, I'm just confused here of exactly what about it is failing, okay? Because you just say that the system as a whole is failing. Well, what specifically about it?
Rates of post-secondary education.
Yeah, but like, what is the federal Department of Education specifically doing that is bad for educational outcomes?
Well, the other issue with it being federalized is you have one president can come in and decimate the whole system. If it's handled on a local level, that leads to more, it hardens the system up from that. So you can't.
Okay, so give them more independence, kind of like the Federal Reserve. I'm on board with that. I'm on board with taking politics out of education. Yeah, I don't think that a Republican should be able to get elected and force all the kids to stop reading the textbooks and to start reading the Bible. I'm on board.
And it leads to overall better outcomes if you compare it to.
Well, you've still failed to specify what about the Federal Department of Education has been bad.
Just overall the metrics of education.
Exactly, overall is not a specific thing they're doing that's bad.
What's America's rate of post-secondary graduation?
Not a specific thing the Federal Department of Education is doing that you think is bad?
It can be a combination of things that lead to an overall outcome that is not for the best.
Okay, so what are the factors in which
things?
Yeah, what combination of things?
Be specific.
When you're trying to manage a system from the top like that, it's hard to make individual, it's hard to account for local conditions when you're just running a system that's overburdensome like that. America is one of the only countries, as I said.
So are you arguing that we should get rid of federal determination on anything? Because that wouldn't be an argument against literally any federal law.
If you just compare it to other nations, you'll see what I'm talking about.
Is that an argument against any federal law? Yes, it is.
Also, this guy would probably hate doing the whole comparison to other nation things when we start talking about economic mobility in America compared to countries in Europe. What are they specifically called? I forget, Parker.
Scandinavian countries.
Yeah, Scandinavian countries, right? All of a sudden, using your logic, we should endorse social democracy.
I'm not advocating for a total federal divestment from everything, but you look into it in this specific system when we're talking about the Department of Education and how other countries manage their systems and the outcomes from those, and you'll see the argument behind it.
Name one country that has a better education model than us.
Canada.
Aren't they more liberal?
Yes, but when it comes to education...
Did he accidentally just own himself? I can't believe he just didn't mention Canada as the example. You just advocated that Canada was worse than the U.S. earlier. So now Canada's better at education. Okay, so maybe we should be more liberal in education. Is that what you're saying?
No, we're actually not liberal if you look at Canada.
Canada's actually not liberal now, actually, everybody. Even though the first thing he said when he came on the live stream was that Canada is too liberal.
It's more of a center-right country than...
Oh, really?
Oh, my God. No way. No fucking shot, dude. This is crazy. You are such a hypocrite. This is, dude, if only we could, play back the VOD to the very first thing that you said coming up here. You said, I want Trump to annex Canada because we're such liberal, cystic communists. And now, all of a sudden, it's center-right, dude. Crazy.
Yeah, I was kind of trolling you guys at the start.
Oh, okay. So I'm just going to kick you because I think you're probably a troll. What do you mean you're trolling? Come on. Let's go to the next individual, everybody. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria listed in the TikTok screen. Dean, when do you plan to hop on, bro?
I just finished my coffee, just finished my food, but I kind of want to give you some more time on, so I'll probably just hang out for a while longer.
If you want to hop on right now, I wouldn't mind sending everyone over to you, and I can just hop on after you're off, and
are you sure?
Finish it then, yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, Yeah, I mean, do you think I could have like 10, 15 to go make up a thumbnail
No,
and a title?
absolutely, man.
Sure, sounds good. All right, well, I could still stand live when I do that if you're still down to go.
Alrighty, for sure. We'll bring up one more person and then we can do that.
Yeah, oh, also, dude, for whatever reason, I feel like I cook harder when I'm like a co-host on your stream compared to like when I'm out stream. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I like don't have like my camera on. I don't have like.
Dean,
the
this is what I
pressure.
said. I literally said this the other day.
Yeah.
I was like, Dean's like super Phil, bro, when he comes on my live.
I know, right? I don't know why that is a thing I do.
Does anyone notice that? That's actually really funny, dude. I thought I was
Yeah,
the
like-
only one who noticed that.
Like I clearly like debate much differently than I do on my stream.
Yo, what's up? How old are you? And I think that's why people treat you differently when you're on my live, and they're like, "You're so much nicer than Parker."
I know. I don't know what it is. I have no clue what it is. Maybe like I don't. Man, maybe there's like something like subconscious going on there. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Alrighty, let's go into this next individual. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hello. 20.
Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
And if the election were held today, Harris versus Trump, who would you rather vote for?
Trump.
Okay.
But
What's
I
your
was
birth
on
year?
your live before, and I just wanted to know if you condemn hateful speeches that was given to me by your supporters. You guys have yet to make a video
About what?
What?
about the hateful messages that I got sent after debating you before.
I
Telling me I should
disagree with
get ran
anyone
over,
sending
I should get shot. When are you guys gonna make a video?
any person saying that is horrible, and I disagree
Yeah.
with that. No one should
Okay,
do
and you
that.
guys need to make a video for your fans.
No, I don't.
I'd argue it's probably more effective for us just to say that I'm live than to make a video.
But you're gonna attack Trump for having supporters that want to storm the White House?
He pardoned
yeah,
the
when it
violent
causes-
rioters who beat police.
Yeah,
Did I pardon
yeah.
the people who did that to you?
So you're okay with having supporters that send out hateful messages?
No, I don't, and none of them are my supporters. I disagree with all of them, and I condemn all of them. No one should be
Okay,
going and
then.
calling
Thank
for your
you.
death. That's horrible.
That's all I had to say. Thank you.
Wait, can you say that same thing about Trump now? Oh, he called for the execution of Democrats.
You can't say the same thing about Trump. Hypocrite.
Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria. List in the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates.
Oh man, how have the debates been outside of the ones I've been on here for? Have they been like chill? Have they been
No, I
crazy?
feel like they've been relatively chill today, but like I mean, nothing too crazy. I feel like it's been a while getting it. Like hasn't been many people. I feel like the debate live today hasn't been that long. That's what I feel like. That's what I was gonna say. I've only had like
Yeah, well-
a few debates. I feel like
I mean, you haven't been on for too long, so
I've only been on for like 2.5 hours. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Okay, let's go to the next individual. Only do send a guest request if you meet that criteria listed in the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates, everybody.
Also, by the way, so tomorrow's gonna be my last stream from, like that home studio for like a week or so, because of the trip out to Cali. And I'll probably touch base with you about my timing for the live tomorrow because there's a lot that I have to do insofar as like packing and even like going to bed early so I can wake up at like 5 a.m.
Yeah. Just let me know about the schedules. That's gonna be interesting, man.
Yeah. You guys are gonna get to see a very new live setup. Hopefully it'll look good.
Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Fuck Trump.
Not another Jubilee for people asking. I'll just say that. It's not. Let's go to this next individual. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria. List
That
the
shit was
TikTok
corny
screen.
as fuck.
Yo,
That shit was corny as fuck.
How old are you?
Fuck you, boy.
How old are you?
Man, fuck you, boy.
Do you want
Why are you so
angry, bro?
Can you calm down?
Cause your chat's full of liberal fucking
Breathe,
syphilis.
Hey, dude.
No!
Cortisol spike, bro.
Breathe.
Liberal sissy bitches!
Oh my god.
Okay. Okay. What's wrong with us?
All of you!
Yeah. What's wrong?
Liberal sissies!
Okay. Okay.
Can I ask-
And what's wrong with that?
Soft as shit!
Soft as shit. Okay. What makes us soft?
Soft as baby shit!
You want to see the calluses on my hand, boy?
No calluses, boy!
You want to see the calluses?
No calluses, boy!
I have the calluses. Look at those calluses. Look at those calluses, boy. I got the calluses on my hand, sister boy. Look at the calluses.
What is going on? Let's go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria on the TikTok screen. You know what's up? How old are you?
I'm 32.
And do you support Trump?
Yeah.
If the election was held today, Harris versus Trump, who would you rather vote for?
Well, of course, Donald.
Okay. And why would you support Donald Trump?
Because he's doing good.
Like what?
Like, he captured the president of Venezuela. What was his name? Mandingo?
Maduro? So
Maduro.
Yeah. So Maduro, they kept the same regime in office and literally just said that they were going to steal oil from Venezuela.
They weren't going to steal it. We're going to detain it.
They were going to detain it? What does that even mean? They were going to steal it. They said, give us the oil or we're going to bomb you. That's called stealing.
No, they just wanted the regime change. They didn't want Mandingo in there anymore.
Wait, they didn't want a regime change. My evidence is that they didn't do a regime change.
Dean, stop. Dean, you're not a part of this. Get out of here.
Oh, so real. I know. The facts just really make you mad. Dude, let me be honest. It pissed me off too about
get out of here, Dean. Turn your camera on, Dean. I want to see what your hair looks like right now.
That hairline.
My hairline is foul. No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No,
Parker.
My hairline is fine. What are you talking
Didn't
about?
you get a hair job, Dean?
What's that?
Didn't you get a hair job?
No, I started pills, dude.
Dude, this guy
Yeah,
started
hair
crashing out as soon as Dean started speaking. What's wrong?
Yeah. No, get Dean out of here. He don't even know what he's talking about. He spreads false information.
I think Dean knows more about
You spread
facts
more
than
real
you.
stuff than Dean.
Can I ask you a question?
No.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Why are you so fucking emotional?
No, I'm not.
You're literally
You
crying.
are. You are.
Like you're like I'm not even joking. Like you're literally like crying, dude. We could hear the tears.
Bro,
man.
you lost that push-up competition yesterday. I seen it.
He literally
You
won it,
lost.
dude. You're just
No,
denying
he
reality.
literally didn't.
I did.
Literally, it's
90
on
push-ups.
my YouTube channel. He literally won by far.
I did 90 fucking push-ups. I want you to drop down and give me 90 push-ups. You saw me do 90 fucking push-ups yesterday. Drop down and give me 90. Turn the camera on. Do it. That's what I thought, dude. I did so many fucking push-ups, like I'm actually sore today from it.
Okay, don't do that.
Dude.
What is wrong with y'all?
You wanted some push-ups. That's what. Nah, for real. Why is Dean in here, bro? I'm trying to talk to you.
Dean's been in here since before you were in here. We were co-hosting before you were even in here.
I didn't hear that man speak one word.
He spoke multiple times.
Nah, but we got the Venezuela thing going on. Iran's a really good thing.
I already proved you wrong there. With Iran, it's literally not making conditions better off. Our involvement, historically speaking, in Iran has led to worse off conditions, destabilization, not better conditions.
No. Well, we're going to stabilize that motherfucker.
Okay. Do you have any
We're
evidence of that?
stabilizing that motherfucker, Parker. We're stabilizing it.
Okay. Are you trolling or?
Oh, no. No,
'Cause you're
we're
not actually
stabilizing
giving
the
an argument here.
You got to give it time, though. Look, we
Are
only
you
lost how many
stabilizing the
services?
gas prices because those shot up?
It's gonna. Well, guess what? They're starting to drop now, ain't they? Huh?
No, they're not.
Yeah.
No, they're not.
Look it
Where-
up. Look
Where?
it up. Look it up.
They're not dropping
I read it in the
anywhere.
news all over today. It's dropping.
If your
It's
gas
about
prices
to.
are not lower, type 3 in the comment section.
Yeah, but you got to give it like a week.
Fun
Watch.
fun fact, gas prices are up 4 cents from yesterday.
Why do you guys care about
gas prices are up 30 cents from a week ago, and gas prices are up nearly $1 from a month ago.
No, it's better than when Biden was in office, and it would have been damn well better than if Harris
Biden
was, because
didn't
you know how
cause
women,
it. Trump literally
women
did.
like buying things.
Biden
So
didn't
the
cause
prices
it.
are-
Trump literally did.
No, the thing is, Biden sucked. We all know
Biden
it. He wasn't
sucked.
even on this. Hold on. Can we all agree on one thing? That Joe Biden was no longer on this planet.
You said Joe Biden was no longer on his what?
On this planet. Like mentally, he was no
He
longer
is.
on this planet.
He is.
No.
I think he's more on the planet than Trump.
Where was
No,
he?
definitely not.
Wait, if he was on Earth, was he on Mars?
I'm saying mentally he wasn't. He's like barely could even speak.
Barely. So okay, all right. Yeah, I guess I'll take a mentally incoherent Biden with policy that's good for the average American compared to Mr. Delusional Rapist. I want to invade 9 countries.
Parker's cheating on you.
Who's
Parker's
cheating on me. Well, I'm not in a romantic relationship with Barker. I know that your story on AO3.
I don't know. Y'all on the phone every day. Y'all be on the TikTok every day. I'll be seeing y'all together.
So, do you have coworkers?
Damn, bro. Great minds think alike.
Wait, do you have any coworkers?
10 out of 10.
Of course I do.
Okay, so because you have coworkers, that means you're in a romantic relationship?
No, but I don't.
Do you have
be on the
any
phone with them
friends?
all
Do
day.
you have any friends? I assume you
this
two
is
idiots are
that.
friends with each other. Does that mean you two are in a romantic relationship?
Wait, didn't you just film your buddy twerking on the wall? You just filmed him twerking on the wall, and you're trying to tell me that I'm in a relationship with Parker?
All right.
Yeah,
Listen.
yeah, get fucking gagged, dude. Be quiet.
So the
That's
thing-
right. Sit the fuck down.
You already know that Joe Biden wasn't even so this is why everyone can't vote. It should only be smart people like me and wealthy people, because people like you make bad decisions and put incoherent Bidens and like women like Harris.
We make bad decisions. You voted for a rapist that tried to undermine our democracy. Our constitution called for the execution of some Democrats.
Is he criminally won?
He was held civilly liable of sexually abusing E. Jean Carroll.
No, that
He
don't
was
mean
criminally
nothing. That
convicted
could
of
be
34 felonies. You say that doesn't mean
liable
anything.
to
I have a
law.
question then. Would you let someone held civilly liable of sexually abusing a woman babysit your kids?
Sure.
You let them babysit your kids.
Yeah. Completely 100%.
If they pass a background check, they would pass a background check.
Would they
You
pass
can
your
actually go
background
work-
check? Dude, if you knew that they were held civilly liable of sexual abuse, that would be something that would mean that they don't pass the background check.
No, they can't
What
look
do you
that
mean
up on
if they
criminal
pass the backround check? What the fuck does that even mean? You
A
just said that
criminal
you would be okay
background
with someone that was
What do you
held
mean?
civilly liable of sexually abusing a woman to be around your children and to be alone with them. Are you okay? Like, dude, you guys are horrible parents.
No, the thing is that happened how long ago too?
Dude, you guys, if you would be okay with your kids being around a person held civilly liable of sexually abusing a woman alone, you are a bad parent.
Parker, did you ever visit the Epstein Island?
No. Why the fuck are you asking me this?
Oh, I didn't
You know who did?
I thought
Howard
you go-
Lutnick. Howard Lutnick, and he's not being fucking fired by
I don't
Trump.
even know who the hell that is. The only
Yeah,
thing
that's a
that
person
matters
on
is
Trump's
Donald-
admin, the Secretary of Commerce.
What about him? He don't mean
Yeah,
nothing.
he was on Epstein's island. There's a picture of him with Epstein on the island.
and there's
and
a
Trump
picture
didn't
of
fire
you and
him.
fucking Parker with him, Dean with
It's
them.
AI generated. It's AI
No,
generated.
it's not.
Yeah,
no, it's not.
everything-
He admitted to being on the island.
Parker, I think they're trolling.
Yeah, there's no way they're serious. Are you guys rage baiting?
I'm trying to have a real conversation with you, and you just keep rage baiting me.
Okay.
Don't boot me. Don't be a.
Douglas, by the way, thank you for the $50. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Put some W's for them in the comment section right now. Put some W's for Douglas. Thank you for the $50 on Venmo. Thank you so much, Ray Parker. Contrary to the popular belief, Democrats rather than Republicans are the party for workers. Please do emphasize this more in your debates. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think it's definitely important in that. I totally agree as well. Kenzie, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. David, thank you for the $2. Thank you very much. Tess with the $20. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Jenny, thank you so much for the $5. And Paula, thank you so much for the $35. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I'm so sorry. That's absolutely horrible. Thank you so much, Paula. I really appreciate it. I'm glad that we can provide community here. Thank you so much, Paula. I really appreciate it. Give some W's for Paula in the comment section right now. Yo, what's up? How old are you? How old are you? Okay, let's go to the next individual. Only do send a guest request if you meet that criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We're just looking for some debates, everybody. Alrighty, yo, what's up? How old are you?
27. I
Maybe
just
sport
wanted
Trump?
to tell Dean if he can box.
Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria listed on the TikTok screen. They were going to tell Dean to box someone. That's diabolical. Let's go to the next
Is that what they're
individual.
gonna do?
What's up?
Is that what they're gonna say?
Yeah, maybe they're going to tell you to box clavicular.
Oh yeah, I'd mog him. Absolutely destroy him. Dude would get completely unilaterally shit on, dude.
Yeah, what's up? How old are you? Okay, let's go to the next individual. Layla, think of the hand heart. Papa Wheelie, think of the $10. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's go to the next individual here. Only do send a guest request if you meet that criteria listed in the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates, everybody. Only do send a guest request if you meet that criteria listed in the TikTok screen. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
How much do y'all get paid by the DNC?
Are you trolling?
Yes.
No, sir.
How old are you?
33.
What's your birth year?
93. How much do y'all get paid by the DNC?
I mean, do you actually believe this?
Yes, sir. I do.
Why?
You and Dean. You
Why?
and Dean.
Why do you believe
Gets
that?
paid by the DNC.
But why?
Y'all are not real Dems. Y'all get paid by the DNC.
So if we're not real Democrats, why do we get paid by the DNC?
Y'all not real Dems. They are paying y'all to do this.
How much do I get paid?
Y'all are not real Dems.
How much do I get paid? So the next individual, only send a guest request if you meet that criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We're just looking for some debates. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Okay, let's go to the next individual. Only do send a guest request if you meet that criteria listed in the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates, everybody. Only do send a guest request if you meet that criteria listed in the TikTok screen. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Parker, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
You're good, you're good. Let's go to the next individual. Only do send a guest request if you meet that criteria listed in the TikTok screen. Again, we are just looking for some debates, everybody. Let's go to the next individual here real quick. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 18.
Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
Election held today, Harris versus Trump. Who would you rather vote for?
Trump.
Okay, why do you support Trump?
'Cause he's cool.
Let's go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you do meet that criteria listed in the TikTok screen. Alrighty, only send a guest request if you meet that criteria. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
33.
Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
Election held today, Harris versus Trump. Who would you rather vote for?
Trump.
Okay, why do you support Trump?
I like what he's doing for the truckers.
And what is that?
No tax on overtime.
Okay, you know the Democrats also supported that, right?
Yeah, but they didn't do as well as Trump.
Okay, like what did Trump do better?
Well, I feel that he gave us more money.
How so? Because I think that there's less trucking jobs and less jobs overall since Trump got in office. The worst year of job growth in the past 4 years. We've seen real GDP get lower in 2025 as compared to 2024. Real median wages lower in 2025 as compared to 2024 in terms of the level of growth. So what's got better since Trump got in
met a
office?
trucker before? Have you ever met a real trucker before?
Absolutely.
Do you know the struggles that they go through?
Yeah.
I mean, do you see their diets, their lifespan?
Okay. Are you trolling?
No, I'm not. You can look this up on Google.
Okay, but why are you asking me about this?
Because you don't know the struggle.
Okay, cool. Say I didn't. What's the point?
Look how unhealthy our truckers are, and they run this economy.
Let's go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you meet that criteria. List in the TikTok screen. We're just looking for some debates.
Why is like every guest a troll?
Yeah, I don't know.
By the way, do you still want to go live later? If you just want to
Yeah, I was probably gonna do that. If you just want to hop on right now, I'll send everyone over to you.
and if you want to finish your live out, like no pressure.
I mean, you're probably gonna start here pretty soon anyway, right?
Yeah, like 2
Yo,
minutes.
yo.
I just have to finish this.
You said how long?
Oh, I just have to turn my camera on and use the restroom, and then I'll be good.
Okay, all right. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 20.
Do you support Trump?
Yeah, I fuck with him.
Okay, if the election were held today, Harris versus Trump, who would you rather vote for?
Trump.
Okay, why do you support Trump?
I mean, he's like an alpha male, to be fair. He supports legal immigration. He supports like the two genders and stuff like that. Traditional values. Stuff like that.
Okay, you said traditional values. So you think he's an alpha male. Can you tell me what an alpha male is?
Just like a Chad.
Yeah, and I definitely think he's not a Chad if you consider whatever you consider a Chad or whatever is typically designated by incel MAGAs as a Chad.
He's pretty tall. He makes a lot of money, shit like that.
He inherited $400 million from his dad. Would you be a billionaire if you inherited that much from your father?
I could lose all of it though.
And also, I think you're mistaking the difference between a Chad and a Chud.
How is he a Chud?
He's a Chud. He's a MAGA Chud.
Why?
I mean, do you want me to bring up a picture of bro?
Sure.
Are you trolling, by the way?
Nah, have you seen him when he was younger though?
Yeah, still looked like a Chud.
Nah, he's just pretty old now, so it's like, you know what I mean?
Okay, so are you only saying this because you want to be just like him?
To be rich like him? Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, why not?
You want to be a nepo baby like Trump?
No.
No, why not?
I don't know. I just want to make money my own way,
So not what Trump did.
No, I mean, I'd inherit money. I'd be fine with that.
You said what?
I'd inherit money. Like, I'd be fine with that. Then I'd just like triple the money,
Okay, but like, does that mean that you should be put into the presidency because of that?
Did he get put in because of that?
I mean, you guys are saying that that's a qualification for him getting elected. What's the reason why you support Trump? Tell us. Is it just that you think he's alpha?
No, I mean, I said traditional
you brought up like
immigration.
family values. He literally cheated on every single one of his wives and has been divorced multiple times.
Yeah,
All
probably.
right, Parker.
He
I'm
wasn't
gonna
getting enough sex.
I'm gonna drop. I'll be on live in like less than 2 minutes.
Okay, all right. Let me know when you are, and I'll send everyone over.
Bet. Oh, also, are you just gonna hop off, or do you want to come over and ghost?
I'll probably post my videos and then I'll hop on.
Bet.
Do you want to respond? The blessed
Yes,
one, yes,
I
he
would.
did. Loki just say he found younger Trump attractive. That is exactly what he said.
Okay. What was your question?
I think I was asking you why you support Trump because you clearly didn't provide any good reason.
I said like traditional values, legal immigration, Not starting new wars, shit like that.
No, oh, really? Not starting any new wars?
Or at least in his last presidency. But this one is kind of like he needed to do it.
Do you know what's happening right now, as we
Of
speak?
course. But like he needed to
And
do
what is that?
With Iran?
Yeah, Trump literally started a war with Iran. So
Yeah, but isn't Iran
how is he
kinda fucking
no new
behaving?
wars? What happened to that?
Iran needed to be stopped though.
Oh wait, so you do want new wars?
With Iran, yeah.
Okay, so you don't like the no new wars thing?
No, I do.
You do? So you're contradicting yourself right now. Pick a side. No new wars or new wars? Which one?
Depends on the situation.
That means you want new wars then. Some new wars.
Sure.
Okay, so it's not no new wars. So why did you cite no new wars as the thing you wanted Trump to do?
Because in his first presidency, that's what happened.
Because in his first presidency, that's what happened.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're trying to say in Trump's first presidency, there were no new wars? There still were. The Turkish-Kurdish war, Trump led to that happening?
Really? No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did. Because
How?
he pulled out of Kurdistan, helping the Kurds, which then led to the Turkey invading.
Yeah, I don't think people have considered that a war.
It is.
The proof? Where's the proof?
Look up Turkish-Kurdish war.
Okay. So wait, why do you not like Trump?
He's a sexual abuser. He tried to undermine our democracy. He called for the termination of the Constitution. He called for the execution of some Democrats.
Which Democrats?
For example, Mark Kelly, Elizabeth Slotkin, because they just said to not follow unspecified unlawful orders. If there's an unlawful order, don't follow it. That's all they said.
Okay. I mean, I don't agree with everything he does. I just think he's better than Kamala. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, I don't think he's perfect.
And what did he do that's better?
Than Kamala?
Yeah.
Well, I just don't think Kamala would be a good president, especially because like she's a female. You know,
Well,
like I just
okay,
think
so because she's a woman. If Kamala Harris and Donald Trump swapped bodies, Donald Trump in Kamala Harris's body, Kamala Harris in Donald Trump's body, who would you rather vote for?
that would never happen. That is doesn't make sense.
Answer the question. Who would you rather vote for?
Neither.
Neither.
Well, I just feel more secure with a man like in presidency. 'Cause,
So,
like,
so by
leadership
the way,
roles,
it would
like,
change your vote just based upon their brains being in different bodies. So just their biological makeup. That's it. No difference in their leadership qualities. No difference in their policies. Literally just,
I think it's just a part of it.
difference in where their brain is located. Okay? This is why I call misogynists really stupid. Because they're willing to, because of their hate against women, they're willing to say the stupidest fucking shit ever. Okay? You're literally saying someone with the exact same qualities, the exact same personality characteristics, exact same leadership qualities, exact same policies is someone you wouldn't vote for because of their biological makeup. Meaning, it's not because you think women are worse leaders than men, or because of their any personality characteristics, or because of any of the leadership qualities, or because any of the traits that they have as an individual. You're simply just saying that because of the biology, you don't want to designate that to them. Because you're a dumbass bigot. Like, literally, this is one of the dumbest things that someone could ever possibly say.
Really? Why?
Yeah,
I
genuinely.
just trust a man more in leadership roles.
You
like,
said
it's
you
not
would
that
change
serious.
your vote based on where someone's brain was located.
What? No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did. Because I said that if literally Kamala Harris were in Donald Trump's body and Donald Trump were in Kamala Harris's body, who would you rather vote for? And you're like, oh, I wouldn't vote. You would change your vote based upon where their brains were located. Do you realize how ridiculous that is?
No, it's just the fact that
You
he's
don't?
a man, right? No. It's not like that. It's just
It is like that.
him being a man is just one part of why I would vote for him. You know? Because it's
Okay.
like in
But
leadership roles, like,
it's not just one part, because you said you wouldn't vote for him if that weren't the case.
Well, no, it's like you have two options, him or her. He's a man. That's one part of it. He's more like he's tougher on immigration, and he's not as like woke as Kamala is.
Okay, how is Kamala Harris woke?
Seriously,
Yeah.
how is she not woke?
I answer the question. How is she woke?
She thinks there's more than two genders.
Is that all you have to say?
No, that's just one part of it.
You're willing to vote for a rapist because she believes intersex people exist and believes other cultures have different
Intersex
determinations
people?
of gender.
But there's objectively two genders, or there's two sexes, zero genders.
No,
is what I
no.
mean. Sorry.
So, sex is bimodal. Okay. Meaning that there is a spectrum between the sexes, right? That includes intersex individuals.
Genetic abnormalities, you mean?
I don't know why you say genetic quote unquote abnormalities. That's like saying that's like calling hazel eyes a genetic abnormality.
Not really.
Yes, it is.
Wait, so do you think that there's actually like a living human that can reproduce but also impregnate somebody?
Do I think that there's someone that has the ability to impregnate someone and get pregnant? Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Yes.
Well, I don't know if they would be fertile on both. There probably is.
No, there's not. That's the thing. There's not. So intersex isn't really.
I
there's
assume
usually
that
always
there
more
are
identifiable-
circumstances where that's true, but regardless, that doesn't mean that they're not intersex.
Well, they usually have more identifiable characteristics of either sex, so they're not really intersex.
So that is
They usually have more
intersex.
identifiable.
You don't know what intersex means. So again, what you're not understanding is the point that I'm saying is that the whole notion that you're saying, where it's just like, oh, there's just two, and there's no other notions of gender that are going to be relevant of any other culture, is ridiculous. And also, that's not woke to say that. It is not woke to say that you believe other cultures have different determinations of gender.
Well, they can have different, opinions about it, but it doesn't change the truth.
I don't know what you're trying to say.
Like different cultures can, have
Gender is sociologically
yeah.
based. So
Well, there's no gender. There's just two sexes.
there is gender. If there's no gender, then you don't believe that there's two genders.
Yeah, what I meant to say was two sexes. I already corrected that. But there's infinite personalities.
So you
though.
don't believe in two genders?
I believe in two sexes, zero genders. and
He
infinite
doesn't believe
personality.
he doesn't believe that there are two genders. You know, we live in a society these days where you don't even believe that there's at least two genders.
Because gender's just made
You don't
up.
believe in gender. He doesn't believe in gender these days anymore. We got all these woke people that don't believe in gender anymore. Look at this. This guy's, oh my gosh, excuse me. This guy's so woke.
That was a good impersonation, I guess. But,
I literally tried to do the Trump voice and it made me burp. That was crazy, bro. So that's like what you got to do in order to like do the Trump voice. You have to do like you're about a burp. You know, that's like the way to get that like raspiness. All right, I'm gonna end the live here and send everyone over to Dean. Is there any last words you've got, bro?
not really. It was a good talk. I don't love Trump. You know what I mean? Like, it's just.
Is there
you got
anything you
two
could do that would get you to
opinions,
stop supporting him?
Oh, I'm not saying that I really support him. I just would rather him over her. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but anything that would get you to stop supporting Trump over Harris.
Sure.
Such as?
I don't know. What would you put?
I'm like, for example, if Harris were held civilly liable of sexually abusing a woman, I wouldn't support her. Can you say the same thing about Trump?
If there was proof, yeah.
Yeah, if he was held civilly liable of sexually abusing a woman, you wouldn't vote for him? He
Depends
was.
on
Look up Trump libel essay.
Why didn't he go to jail?
Why didn't he go to jail? Because it was past statute of limitations for criminal cases that says after a certain amount of years that you can't try them in a criminal case regardless of the amount of evidence.
What was the evidence?
We can go through the entire thing, but there was DNA on a dress, unidentified male DNA, where Trump had multiple years to give up his DNA. He chose not to. There was multiple friends she told at the time that demonstrated a consistent story over multiple decades. There were people that were working at the particular store talking about the different conditions in the environment about that store that were similar at that particular time. They clearly demonstrated that there would have been a lack of witnesses, for example, direct witnesses and or camera footage, right, of the fact that this was happening. There was the fact that Donald Trump lied and said that he wouldn't have sexually abused E. Jean Carroll because she's quote-unquote not his type, but then the deposition mistook her with his ex-wife, indicating that he would have sexually abused her either way. There's countless things I can bring up. Those are just a few.
Okay, it's just hard to really believe those when they
I don't
bring them
understand
up
how
so
it's hard
many
to
years
believe.
later. When they bring it up so many years later, you know what I mean?
But that makes sense for many victims because it takes decades for people to come out because of people like you that don't believe people who are victims.
Well, no, I just want proof. It's not that you don't
I mean,
believe them.
there
I
is
mean,
proof. They literally held him liable in a civil court for sexually abusing Eugene Carroll, and you don't think that's enough.
What? No, but they waited so many years. Like, I don't really understand that.
Because it takes decades for many victims to come out, because people don't believe them, because people harass them, because it's hard to hold your abuser accountable.
Yeah, but wouldn't it be hard now too? So what's the point in waiting?
But, well, you understand that people can specifically gain community, right, and change their mind in terms of talking about things later on. Plus, they could specifically, other factors, like, for example, her parents weren't around anymore to have to deal with hearing about this or go through the harassment with this, so she felt more comfortable coming out with it after that point. Like, I think it's completely reasonable that someone who has been assaulted and traumatized in that way would be scared about coming out in a society that is not going to believe them, and it's going to be hard to hold their abuser accountable, and that they could gain that courage later in their life. That's totally reasonable.
Yeah, I get that, but it's just like it's too long is the point. Like it's like you waited way too long.
It's not.
Like a
It's
few
not.
years maybe, but like
It's not.
But like
It's not
30
way too
years or
long.
whatever.
You're ridiculous.
30 years is kind of crazy though.
It was 23 years.
Okay, 23 years. I mean, that's still a long time, but yeah, I mean that's just a long time. I don't really.
Yeah, but
it's
like
hard
it
to
still
believe
makes
people
sense
wanna do
because
that.
it takes a long time for victims to come out because of the trauma. So how are you going to sit there and say, oh, because they didn't come out early enough, I'm going to blame them and say it didn't happen to them? Ridiculous.
I'm not saying it definitely didn't, but
But you're saying you don't believe it because of that. And that's an issue.
I mean, yeah, it's hard to believe people when they do that, and you can't like trust if they want their money or not or stuff like that. You know.
Okay, well, she was already a millionaire. And literally, like you're saying it was just for the money, she was trying to go for the defamation because Trump was defaming her, and she proved the sexual abuse. So you say, oh, they're doing it just for money. That's just like the bullshit excuse that people give to not accept victims and go in what they say. And for the idiot in the comment section that says 1996 is 29 years, not 23, I'm talking about when she came out in terms of her accusation in 2019.
Yeah, I wasn't saying her specifically. I was just saying in general, like money wise. Like how a lot of times they want money or like we'll make it up. It's happened a lot actually.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm going to go send everyone over to Dean. Go to Dean's Live, Dean Withers, spam Parker Raid, spam Left and Parker everyone, or call him Neil. Do any of the above. I'll probably be on for a secondary live today after Dean's done. I'll probably be going for like an hour or two, starting at around 4 o'clock. Maybe a little bit after that. We'll see. Maybe like 4:30, depending on what happens. But we'll join Dean for a little bit. I'll be right back, everyone. I'm going to post my videos and stuff like that. So we'll be on there in a second. Ginger, by the way, thank you for the $5. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Zumba, thank you for the $10. Demons, thank you so much for the £5. Greg, thank you for the $10. Jonathan, thank you for the $2. Brand with the $5. Greg, thank you for the $10. Thank you. Mr. McSkittles, thank you for the $5. Zumba with the 5. Yasmin, thank you for the 5. JB, thank you so much. I really appreciate the 10. Squanch, thank you for the $2. Anthony, thank you for the $20. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Laughing Leslie with the $5. Kendrick with the $20. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. They probably will. But thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. As well as Jocelyn, thank you for the $10. Tori, thank you for the $10 as well. Papa Wheelie, thank you for the $10. Ghost, thank you for the $5. Thank you. Rosie, thank you for the 5. The Blessed One, thank you for the 5 as well. And Bran, thank you for the $7. Thank you very much. Alrighty, everyone, go over to Dean's Live. Love y'all. See y'all later.